on the defending team.
Yo,
Defenders
the old
will not
Jackal
get...
ban.
Yes, sir. We've got a Maverick band coming out here from Honolulu. Guess they are not interested in getting the main wall open or having the main wall
Hold
getting
up,
opened up
hold
on
up.
them.
We're clapping. Was this an unorthodox move by a team in this
Um,
match? A Maverick ban? I guess it's not unheard of, but it's not a default ban, unlike the Jackal. So I'm
I...
impressed.
Yeah.
Honolulu Heat, you have opened up your brain beyond just the defaults. I am proud of you. It also appears we've had a player lag out of the lobby. I'm not going to say that it's all Vac's fault, saying that we were going to be able to start early and now it's 8:02, but I'm going to say it is all on Vac. Azami
The
being
zombie
banned,
ban. Wow.
it's a good ban. It's
It
if you
is.
don't plan
Yeah,
on playing
Clubhouse.
Azami, especially on Clubhouse, you should ban her. So I'm in support of that one. I'm in support of that one. So far, they are cooking up for the most part. But will Orlando Invictus once again continue our journey into basic land, or will they give us an operator slightly untraditional? They'll be banning out the Solus. That is becoming basic land. But Solus, she's just a very good operator, absolutely lethal on that roam if you get a little bit caught out on a drone or using your technology. But we're heading in to the first round here. Orlando Invictus on the defense. Are clapping. Are you ready for an exciting, thrilling, and exhilarating match?
Oh man, I am so prepared. And if either of these teams let me down and, have us sit through a game, um, there's gonna be some words. Words will be said to
There
said
may be
teams.
some words indeed.
In terms of the bans, I guess the only one that's really surprising is Maverick. But I mean, if you're on the attacking team, and you have, because you're not gonna ban Dokkaebi if you're on. I know Honolulu loves to play some Dokkaebi, so you're not. There's no point in banning that. I don't really see what else you would ban, to be honest. I guess a Thatcher, but you're attacking first, so I don't know why you would ban that either. So I mean, whatever. Cool with it. Maverick ban. You're not gonna use it. You don't want it to be used against you. A-okay by me.
A-okay indeed. Maverick may be seeing himself some more play next season as we have the new operator for next season has been fully revealed and his gadget, it pauses basically. It's just a big chill box that just gets launched at a wall. It'll stop any hard reach in progress. But Maverick's hard reach is instantaneous and it also comes from a blowtorch, so he could be a useful counter. That new operator coming in next season. That being said, we have our 10th member back in the lobby here. We should be able to get back underway shortly. And there is that Dokkaebi you were talking about. You talked about how
Maul
Honolulu
does love
loves
his
having that
Dokkaebi.
Dokkaebi. There it is. And the Thatcher as well. So all the operators that you were saying, they shouldn't ban because they'll probably use them. They're using them so far, are clapping. So I got to give you credit where it is due.
I'm I'm kind of like
Attackers need
that.
to locate and defuse as many
I'm like
bombs as they
that.
can.
Clapping,
um,
developing an ego, ladies and gentlemen. Don't want to get too out of the hand as it is on the San Diego Rush, and they are on the come up, per se. However,
yep.
stairs first, second floor.
Reloading!
Wow.
All right, Jack taking the
Listen, I'm
opportunity
a-okay
to
with it. Put me in
absolutely
Ignite.
roast San Diego
I want
Rush.
to play in
Looks like
Mexico City.
4 teams that actually
um,
respond to all their games, but we're not going to let that distract us. That deserves
10
teams
seconds remaining.
that don't respond apparently. He's going to treat the ones that do poorly and
5
roast
seconds
them
remaining.
on the live stream. However, getting into this round, we're
Attackers
seeing a
must
pretty
locate
standard
and
setup. We got
defuse
the
the
mirror
bomb.
brought along. We've got the Kaid brought. They are definitely prepared for a jacuzzi wall push if that is what these attackers choose to go for. But what are the attackers of Honolulu Heat in fact going to go for?
looks like they're probably gonna go for a cash overtake here. Buck's gonna get open the CC wall. Maybe use some of his hard breaches, get open cash wall. I don't even. Do they have cash wall reinforced? I don't even think they have it reinforced, so it doesn't really matter. Going for a cash overtake, gonna use some of these yings to clear out Logi. One thing I will say is Ying should be going up to the roof to drop down the Logi hatch onto whoever's holding Logi Mira. Would be a pretty good play. Maybe that's what they're going to do. They do have some flashbangs here on Smalls, on Dokkaebi, so he could potentially do that himself, as they're already going to have the main wall open.
This was a bit of a quick push coming in here by Honolulu, but Buck gonna get right in there.
Oh.
By Korea, get a pick, but he's gonna get
Looks like-
lit up himself as well.
Yeah, it looks like Ja just did not even know that there was a Mira there. I'm surprised Mira let him live there. He kind of just stood right in front of it for a minute.
Did get quite a bit light up, but as we saw that Fenrir getting activated, maybe he was a little distracted and focused on his gadget instead of his gun. And that hatch is open, so they might have been worried about that back pressure as well. But we got some flashbangs coming out over by Jim here. We got two attackers lined up on those windows. They might be looking to make a move, but Warden is tucked away inside. He is going to get spotted out on that drone, but he will take it out. Nick Iovan with a long angle, but Kroya going to get a second pick on the match, on the round rather, with that Buck taking out another defender. It's a good opportunity here for the attackers. They got plenty of time, but they are yinging themselves a little bit, and Ying is going to be taken out, so those Candelas will not be having a good impact for the attackers this round. Fenrir, however, holding strong. Stop Little Mike trying to get in the zone, but Mr. Masadi taken out on site, and then it's going to be all up to Stop Little Mike, and he will not last much longer than his fallen comrades.
And right here, we got a demonstration on the issues with the gym bedroom bomb site. It definitely was on kind of the rise there for a little bit, but I think now that attacking teams see it more often, whereas before you just kind of would only see it as more the third option site, whereas now it's kind of becoming the main option or a second option next to basement. If you just play off all the windows and wait for the attacking team to swing you, try to get your picks, and then you kind of pounce on whoever's left on the Miras, you know, there's not really anywhere you can move on the defending team if the attacking team is coordinated and holds down their angles. You're kind of just going to get stuck in your little cubbies, and from there you can just get the plant down and do whatever you want to do on the attacking team.
Thing I did notice is they didn't really extend into cash at all. They kind of just gave up all of that territory for free and just castled and reinforced it off. And that allowed Honolulu to really get in there quickly. It looked like Honolulu knew that there weren't even any roamers or anything to worry about. Is less than a minute into the round, they were already knocking on that construction door. However, the defenders, they've agreed with you a little bit. They think that, you know, basement site is a great site. They're going to try their luck out downstairs, switching up the lineup a little bit, but still keeping that Mira and Kai lead. Two operators we often see banned or played as they can have huge impacts on the round here. We'll see if Orlando Invictus can step it up on this defense to really try and take some momentum going to their side in this early pivotal round.
And here, I mean, we're going to have the Ram on attack, so that's going to be some vertical. We have P90 on the Fuse, Thatcher, Twitch, and Habana, so the hatches should be getting opened. As I don't even think there was a Cade on the kitchen hatch. I think they're just going to impact trick it. They do have 4 impacts available with the Legion and the Lamai.
Is certainly an option on the table here. I'm not sure. I think you're right. I don't think that looks electrified.
I think Cade is just going to be trying to Kaid. He's just going to be trying to keep that Moto hatch closed. I believe he's probably... Yeah, he does have the other one in hand, so... Looks like he's just going to be trying to keep the Moto hatch closed, which definitely is a very important hatch. If they get both open, they can drop on both sides. More angles we have to worry about. As it looks like the attack doesn't even have any interest of trying to go over there yet.
The attackers working their way down these stairs slowly but surely. That Ram doing work, carving up that hallway to establish some of that vertical pressure. Kaid here, he's feeling a little bit pressured, but in fact, I don't think there's any attackers creeping on him quite yet. Habana now deciding to go for the hatch. He's only using 2 pellets at a time, though, to try and bait out that impact trick, and I think she just missed the hatch, to be honest, with that first shot, but the second shot Now onto the hatch going off. That'll get impact tricked it as well. That should be one side of impact nades out of the way. That'll be all of the
He's not gonna be
impact
able to
nades
get
out
it.
of the way. It's now free. Did she not have enough
Can't
ballots
tell
there?
if that's a 6. I can't tell if that's a 6 or... Okay, he has 4. So I guess he can just get one of the
Four, so
hatches
that
now.
is enough to get that hatch. They should have can openers on the fuse as well, but both of those have been used up. I take it back. Is they're down to 40 seconds here. They got to get it active. Small's trying to dash in with the twitch, but it will go poorly. Mr. Masadi, and none of that machine gun right away. Rio trying to creep back in, following their footsteps inside of Honolulu here needs to be careful. Another one getting picked off by OK Blessed. The defenders looking good. They got numbers and not much time left to stall for. A nice pick on the hatch by Quizzy. Croya able to get one, though. He's working his way inside here, but it is a 2v4 with very little time left, and they've got to get something going quick. They're stacked up on each other. They both got blinded by a flashbang caught in a Wamidas, and it's a 1v4 now for the side of Creo, and he's going to absolutely crush him. He's going to bean one defender in the head, but he will get caught out the angle and armory. The defenders will take the second round, tying us up at 1 apiece.
And Orlando there showing kind of a textbook how-to on the basement site. If you are a ranked player or a comp player, that's how you want to try to hold down the site there. Keep the hatches closed, ideally. You know, impact trick it because they will probably get the cades off if they want. And then, you know, just funnel them down through dirt, oil pit stairs, blue stairs, main stairs. Make them funnel in through where your mirrors are and
Defenders
try to get
protect
your
the bomb
picks.
from being
Just gotta win your
defused by
ones in that
attackers.
instance, or just, you know, not even ones really. If you only have one guy holding each staircase and whatnot, you're probably gonna have an issue. But either way, they won it convincingly. I'm not really sure what Small's plan was. Just running in with the F2. He got shot at by 3 defenders.
Just looked a
But,
bit uncoordinated on the execute there. It looked like Honolulu, they did an alright job establishing the vertical pressure. It took them quite a while to
10
get the
seconds
hatch
to
open,
insertion.
I will say. Probably a bit longer than it should have. But then when they went for the
5 seconds
execute, it
remaining.
kind of seemed like, other than the last 2 alive, they just funneled in one at a time
Attackers must
and got
locate
taken
and
out. You know,
defuse
when
the
you're
bomb.
going for that execute, especially if you really haven't gotten any sort of foothold on the floor upside, you know, it's good to push at the same time, you know, that way you can help each other out a bit more. And I'm not sure if any of them were actively trying to drone them in for the execute there, maybe, but it kind of seemed like a little bit of solo play, which, you know, every once in a while the hero play works out, but it's just easier to do it the team play way. That being said, Creo exchanging some fire on this exterior con wall here. They have
Bomb
switched over
located
to the
by attackers.
CCTV cache bomb site, and they will be attempting to get this wall rather quickly. Thatcher EMPs coming out, and the thermite charge placed on the wall. Kite will be trying to trick it, but to no avail. He might need the new operator, but Thermite is in the house! He is charging, he's gonna down Nick Iovan, but he's gonna get retraded back out by the steady SMG-11 of Stop Lil Mike. Thatcher here taking some serious shock damage here. I'm not sure if his controller disconnected or what happened, but Creo gonna be absolutely beamed as he attempts to drop the hatch, but Thatcher getting a frag back, but it's all gone so south so quickly now, and it is Smalls left alone in a 1v3 here for the side of Honolulu. Smalls here, gonna be flashbacking himself as well. It has just not been a good round for the Honolulu Heat so far, but he's got a minute and a half to work with, no case in hand though, and he is gonna have to clutch out a 1v3. His teammates are praying for him to do it and trying to give any intel they might have, but I don't know how much intel they have as they all got picked off quite early. I'm not even sure if they had any dronage really done before they attempted a ballsy dash into sight, and quite frankly just got slammed on their entry points.
And Orlando
Oh.
just holding crossfires, no interest in giving him any free kills. Until right
As
there.
you say that, an opponent pushing out the door to try and challenge him, but will not be finding him. It appears Orlando is getting quite swing heavy, and they will get a pick. A nice second kill on the round there by Stop Lil Mike, who was a little disappointed earlier today when he didn't really receive any interest from teams when he said he was possibly looking for a change of scenery for Season 5. But ladies and gentlemen, you just saw some good play from him right there. So if you're a team that needs a player, you might want to give that man a DM, as he had, honestly, probably the two most important kills for his team on that round. He had the first kill, which stopped Thermite from having sole possession of site, and he had the last kill, which effectively, well, did directly win the round for his team. So shout out to Stop Lil Mike on the round there. But from Honolulu, again, they did their execute a lot earlier and a lot more on time.
From being defused by attackers.
But again, it was more coordinated. They were at least attacking areas at the same time, but it still seemed like a lot of solo play, and I don't know. It looked like they tried to go for a rush play, but they were too scared to commit to it all the way. And if you don't commit to the rush play, it's a lot less likely to work.
Yeah, I'll say I feel like they're really just going for shock plays. Because if you think about it, if
10 seconds
Lil
remaining.
Mike's not playing on red stairs there, Thermite gets the kill onto Cade, and then has control of red stairs, and they can funnel in. Even the round before that, if Smalls gets any kills with Twitch, you know, it's just another shock play that they can kind of funnel in on. Seems like they're trying to rely on those plays, and every now and then, sure, you know, it's awesome. Alright, this guy just ran in, he's getting kills, taking control. But that should not be something you're relying on round in and round out to secure your wins. So hopefully we see some change.
That one. Honolulu is a team we've seen some great team play from throughout the season here. They'll be breaching the QZ wall here. 790, a little bit on an island here, but he is playing it relatively safe so far. That Mira in the same location again, but he will be slapping Selma Charger right on that team. Would have played quickly this time. He doesn't want to deal with it, and he's not going to have to. Mr. Masadi here on that mirror, though, does have a C4 pulled. He could throw that at the opposition if he throws this correctly and get a nice double kill, but Thatcher hopping in, that C4 tossed out, but it will be too far and too late. And now Thatcher getting in the hallway, getting picked and getting a pick himself, and that's really a second kill off of the breach here. Honolulu just lighting up these defenders off of this breach and these early entries so far, leaving only 2 defenders alive, very little into the round. But it'll be a sneaky angle by Quizzy to get one more pick, and a nice shot by Nick Iovan through the footholds. And now we're at a 2v2, evened up on the man advantage, in no case in hand, but still half the round to work with. And it'll be Sia with it just catching
Somebody
out.
clip that.
Poor position, hopping in and absolutely beaming the last defender alive to clutch out that 2v2 there. Just an excellent, you know, that was a solo play. It worked, our clapping, and I got a feeling we might see that replay a little bit around in the Hyper Series Discord, as that was, in fact, quite a nice play. But I want to revisit a little bit early in the round there. We saw Honolulu do something they struggled with the past 2 rounds. Actually having a man advantage at some point in the round. I mean, they got some nice picks again. Aggressive charge on.
Definitely, and
trades.
it's, you know, it's working out for them because, well, not really working out for them because of anything. It's once again they just ran in, and that time it went well again. Yeah, they're just going in, standing on the business, and it worked out.
They are, in fact, standing on business. I am glad that you used that terminology. It's a great terminology here, as the defenders are going to be going back down to this basement site that Honolulu really seemed to execute on the first time around, but they'll get a second shot at it now. And I got a feeling they're going to try and pick up their pace a lot more, as I think that was the main thing that really killed them last round, is it took them so long getting what they wanted up top, but by the time they went to actually execute, they didn't really look to have much of a plan or much time to come up with a plan.
Definitely, it looks like we're going to see pretty much the same exact play here from Orlando. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. As we have no Twitch this time, Smalls is gonna be on the Dokkaebi. A little bit of a different play, I guess.
I'm not sure if he's. I'm assuming this was intel done in the prep phase, as he does not appear to be being drummed in, as he's going quite balls deep into this map right now, just getting in there. No Romer's really looking to take his head off quite yet. Creo here on the Dokkaebi this time. Not sure if he'll have such an amazing effect as he did last round with just pure flickage and gun skill, but definitely trying to get some support onto this hatch here. They will be able to get one X-Cairo at least off onto that hatch. The impact taking out the rest. Isabona goes for this a second time. Down below in sight, they got another set of impacts ready for this. They might be able to deny out this hatch breach for quite a bit of time, and I think that's part of what's costing the attackers here, you know? I mean, they're spending maybe like 5-8 seconds on every go-around to the X-Kairos, and they're getting impact tricked 4 times. So add that up, that's like at least 20 seconds, and then they gotta actually do the breach, which is maybe another 4 seconds. So wasting 24 seconds on Kitchen Hatch alone is definitely gonna treat you well, but Smalls gonna get a pick onto Quizzy
Attackers recovered the diffuser.
after getting that hatch open, so that'll serve these attackers quite well. They got that full vertical control, Bucks opening up the floorboards, they got the hatch they wanted open, and they got a man advantage. This should be a round they should have a good execute for it, a good chance at converting. Zed here, looks like he might be heading down blue stairs. He does have a mirror watching his position, but he's also got a nice long angle into the center. Looks like the defenders actually opened that up for him, but Smalls are going to get a little bit lucky on that timing, as Nick Lovin almost had an opportunity to take some shots at him. Nick Lovin here is going to try and hold down this hallway from Moto, as his teammates are going to be getting fragged out, but getting a pick himself. Nick over trying to make this a contest. That suppressor being spotted, though, by Depressed Soulless, and it'll be all up to OK Blessed to bless us up with a beautiful 1v3 clutch. He's got 35 seconds he's got to stall for, or get all 3 of these kills for. He has revealed himself in tunnel. He will take out the first, but the second will get him a nice pick by P790s. Once you get trapped in that tunnel, it's very hard to get out if your opponent has taken control of the site.
Definitely, as we're gonna get to see probably the replay of the game thus far. Well, definitely the replay of the game thus far. Play of the game. Yeah, Honolulu got the hatch open this time. Took them a little while because they're bringing 4 impacts, but you know, hatch was opened and then they just went down main stairs, got their kills, went down blue as well. Kind of collapsed onto site there, as planned. And we have a good game here so far, as Honolulu's going to take the lead 3-2.
Attackers need to locate and defuse as many bombs as they can.
Now we're going to have to see if Orlando can even it out. Get a 3-3 defensive half. This is considered one of the maps that you should be trying to get 4 wins on defense. It's going to be considered successful. But I don't know. Honolulu got the hatches open. They got their vertical presence.
By attackers.
You expect some of the vertical play to kind of start opening up a little bit sooner, maybe before the hatches even open, but it's working out because they're winning their ones, they're getting their kills.
Seconds left before insertion.
Securing man advantage here, 2 rounds in a row now,
5 seconds remaining.
and not really looking back.
Attackers are moving to defuse a bomb.
Capital being brought by the side of Honolulu Heat here. Going to be interesting to see what plans they have in store for him. Possibly trying to root some people out of the rafters. Possibly going to a bit more of a garage-sided push this time around instead of just barreling their way through the breach and dropping the hatch. Looks like Mr. Masadi here. He will, in fact, be in the rafters, but he's a woman. He's probably got a disc or 2 covering himself. His Capitao here is near the garage doors. He does have
breaches open.
He's gonna have that open. There's a good chance those firebolts might end up headed Mr. Masadi's way at some point in this round here, but P79 is going to start opening up some of that play from below, using that back underbarrel shotgun to the most of its ability. He's going to see an enemy out. They're going to do a bit of damage to each other. It's Quizzy firing back at him, but neither able to get the kill or knock quite yet. As he's going to continue opening up this presence from below, being a swap monster. But Smalls here going to be taking some damage as he swings over into the bar area. That is OK Bless. The Aruni on a bit of a long roam with that DMR far from sight. But he appears to know there's one on double door, but he doesn't know there was one to his left until the hole is made by the Buck. He's going to take a little bit of damage here, but so far no solid shots being connected. As I say that, Depressed Solus will get a nice pick playing off of the breach as Smalls pushing up on Rooney, but Rooney's going to get a beautiful pick on the P790s, but it's going to be refragged out by Smalls. In a 3v4 here now for the defenders. They got a minute and 20 seconds left on the clock to burn here. Quizzy going to take a lot of damage, and Depressed Solus going to take out another Nick Iovan with a team kill, but Nick Iovan will take out Depressed Solus, leaving it up to a 1v3. Plant going down though. Smalls with the revolver will gun down Nick Iovan to avenge Nick Iovan's team killed teammate.
And that was a round that happened. I think we're starting to see Honolulu's guns open up a little bit onto Orlando. They're gonna get the 4-2 half here on the attacking side, so now they're just gonna have to close it out here on map 1. Interested to see how Orlando's gonna respond. Are they gonna be aggressive and try to press the issue? You know what I mean? Try to get, not let Honolulu's, aggression kind of scare them out of taking angles and holding kind of aggressive peaks, or are they going to play more reserved? Try to let the plays come to them, see if Honolulu gifts them any free kills. As we're going to see a Dokkaebi, so I guess they're going to try to go for the roam clear, set up their flank with Nomad. The vertical play with Sledge. Now they're bringing a Ging actually instead of Nomad. Definitely a good pick for this map. One well-placed Ying can blind pretty much half of the downstairs. At least all of Armory and AKs. Or Arsenal. I really just let you get any plants down near either of the hatches.
The attackers here defenders rather, neglecting to bring any wall breach denial. So it'll be interesting to see. Obviously, they do have 2 sets of impact grenades themselves to try and trick that hatch with, but they don't have a Kai to watch the other hatch for them. So it'll be interesting to see how Orlando plays that, and if they've realized yet that impact grenades are the only denial they have to worry about. But Mira working her way up these blue stairs. She's going to take a lot of damage. She's going to end up getting knocked. I'm not sure that the attackers know that, as she will be crawling her way back down blue stairs, and she will be getting rescued possibly by her hero Smalls. Smalls doubling back, but Smalls saying, yes, I will save you. Smalls getting the revive. That was almost quite bad for Honolulu to open up their defense, getting someone picked off so early, but a nice save there as the attackers are unaware that they had their victim in hand. And IZ here on a nice angle on the stairs. I'm not sure that he's been thrown out. These attackers aren't particularly looking like they're aware of his position. P770's falling back to that. But IZ here will not be able to quite land the shots. The C4 going off, not quite well placed. But Small is getting taken out by Nick Iovan. He's going to get the opening pick of the round through that Moto hatch that I mentioned. It appears Orlando did a little bit of their homework and figured out that that hatch would not be defended.
Definitely, we had some aggressive Honolulu play there early with the Mira roam, but Orlando taking advantage of it, not backing off. Already have all of the hatches open and have pretty much complete control.
Another pick coming through via the hatch there. Stop little Mike with a nice one, but the defender just going to completely blind. Quizzy is dressed and pushing a grenade coming through and downing an OK Bless, finishing off with the gun here. It's a 2v4 for the attackers here. They got bailed out on that pick early, but it's not going to matter as Mr. Masadi takes out Depressed Solus, and it's IZ trapped in the tunnel. He'll have to battle his way out. He's going to fire some shots, missing most of them, pulling out the Beagle here. Going to take out one with some nice shots, but it will be the gun of OK Bless on the SMG-12 to finish out the round there. A very nice to see solid first attack there by the side of Orlando.
Yeah, that was very promising looking attack there for Orlando, so We know that Honolulu's not just going to run away with it now. They're not letting the Honolulu aggression from the last kind of 3 rounds on the defense kind of scare them out of anything. They just regrouped, did what they had to do, got the hatches open, established control, pushed down from multiple angles, didn't all just funnel through one kind of lane of attack. They didn't all drop the main hatch or all go down main stairs. They had some guys go down blue, or they at least had Ying go down blue.
Attackers need to locate and defuse
Somebody sit on hatch, holding the angles upstairs on the feed holes. And then they also went down main stairs, cleared the Mira, and you know, worked out for them. As Honolulu's gonna go back downstairs. Usually you'll see a team try to make sure they don't start bleeding rounds, giving them away, but basement is considered probably the strongest site on this map. So
There's
interesting how they're gonna do
three
this.
solid sites on this map, and then there's a bar. I feel like at a
5
certain
seconds
point,
left.
it really just depends on your personal team's defensive setups and the way that
Attackers'
you
objective
play
is
with
to
your
locate a
roamers and
bomb
your
and
positioning
defuse
and whatnot. But basement, obviously, you know, it's the predominant choice. But I believe both of these teams have opted to go to the second floor before they attempt. No, not both of these teams. My
And
apologies.
Honolulu's just staying basement.
Honolulu
least
has
so
gone
far.
basement both times, but Orlando chose to keep it upstairs initially. As these attackers here, they will once again have a defender aggressively out here on blue, and it appears there's a vigil in rafters, and he's been droned out. There is an enemy looking at his head through a wall, but he doesn't know. Maybe he does. It's going to take a lot of damage. That drone maybe ping him through the wall. He is going to get taken out through the wall there by Nick Iovan. A nice team play there to get essentially a free pick, but unfortunately, Stop Low Mike has been taken out in the process.
Yeah, it was a good play there by Vigil. It's a good attempted play anyway, but unfortunately for him, Orlando has drones, has guys sitting on his flanks. But not too bad for Honolulu. It's 4-on-4. Well, until there. As P790, I believe, was just sitting top secret. Oh, and Habana, yeah, so Habana's going to take it out. Their only hope now is going to be if Ace can at least get one hatch open. Which is going to be hard.
They have the can openers on the Ying as well, so there certainly is still a possibility of getting hatches, and there goes the hatch. That'll be a nice play by Quizzy.
They will have
to
one main
replace that
hatch, yeah.
fallen Habana. The attackers here, they're starting to get a little bit low on time. They just got a little bit over a minute left here as they are pushing down these main stairs here. But Depressed Solus holding an angle on them. Damage coming out, some shots being exchanged. Quizzy getting the pick on Depressed Solus. That'll even up man count for them. Quizzy just not peeking that quite in time, but P790s. A great C4 onto Mr. Masadi, but those Ying Candelas going out. Not sure they're blinding anyone yet. And IZ getting the frag out on to Mr. Masadi. It's all up to Quizzy now. He's been playing decently so far this match, but he's going to need to pull out a big 1v3 here. He does have the case in hand, but he's really just sitting here holding an angle. And he's only got about 40 seconds left to work with. He really needs to start making a move to try and give himself a chance at winning this round. He's getting shot at from the other team. He will not be reacting, though, trying to hold a very tight angle here as well. He will get the pick onto the first one. 28 seconds left to play with here. He's got 2 defenders left to take out. Legion, though, impact in hand, going to be making up a rotate hole, which is going to make this push even a little more difficult. He's going to be droning in the final 15 seconds of this round. He needs to make a move now. He's got 2 kills to find. Honestly, if both these defenders run away, they will probably win the round off of time alone. Quizzy just now taking out the game. He's got 5 seconds to find both of these picks, but IZ will end up taking him out instead.
Oh, that was a shot. Yeah. I mean, Orlando, they started off the round really fast, really well, getting in. I guess they did not drone out the guy on top secret stairs like they did last round. I don't remember who the Miro was last round, but you know, they caught somebody on those same exact stairs last round. Cade got the kill this round. From that angle, took out the Habana, which made it to where your ace then had to get the at least one hatch open. Wasn't able to get open church wall, which I think that kind of began Orlando's downfall that round. And then we got to witness a player with a PhD, a master's degree in baiting. So we're gonna see if Honolulu can take it to match point now. Orlando did put up a fight that round, was close, could not close it out though. How are you feeling so far, Stampy? I haven't heard your opinion on how you think these teams are going so far.
I think Honolulu's came out and really done everything they've needed to do. We've seen, for the most part, good play by them. I would say, for the most part, it's been Honolulu who's been determining who is winning the round. Whenever Honolulu has some misplays and poor plays, Orlando's able to take it. But for the most part, when Honolulu's able to stick to their game plan and execute it, it seems to be going pretty well for them. However, a run-out attempted here by P790s. He will not be getting anything on the pick, but he will not be losing anything either. So it'll be no loss to either team here. Ace now, by these garage doors, will he be deciding to open it? It appears he's going to be doing some drone work first. Mr. Masadi is perched, or that's not my apologies, not Mr. Masadi. He's on the other team. Depressed Solus perched up in those rafters once again. Mozzie out here, still on a roam. Frost holding down that bedroom side. What are the attackers going to go here for? Here, it appears they will be going for that wall now. Nick moving in on that
Like we have a
exterior wall to
battle
try
here
to
on
get
the
through
breach.
this frost. They do have a bandit.
And
Bandit
he's
gonna
gonna
be
pick the
choosing
wrong
to
side.
Long wall, and that'll be breach executed there. Nicely done. P790s getting a pick on the roam. That'll do his team wonders, getting that entry pick there to try and convert this round. Okay, Blessed taking a lot of damage as well. He's going to try and get this Frost, but that low HP is not going to be enough to get the job done. IZ will get tagged up a lot, but that'll be a 3v5, steering his attackers down the face, which is about half the round left to go. Depressed Solus here. He's got a nice angle out onto the breach, and it appears they really haven't put any pressure on him from garage. They turned him out once or twice, and they did open up a little bit of the garage doors, but nobody's really making a move on him, so he's felt rather comfortable. Garage camera still up and running as well, I believe. Just got taken out. I mean, all the way down to basement. P790 is going for that long flank here. The defenders not really being forced out of the position yet, but Nick Iovan getting a nice little pick there to even it back up for his team. Getting a second pick off of this breach. Nick Iovan just absolutely balling. The defenders know exactly where the breach is and he's going to swing it, but he's getting the picks anyway. Absolutely balling out. But that flash grenade is not a baller move, as he's going to have to force his way back outside. And Mr. Masadi will be getting picked off by Joy Korea. Not quite sure where that is. IZ here, he's moving in. There are two defenders here to contest this site take by Nick Lovin, but he's got to be careful. He's watching his red stairs. Stop. Little Mike gets the pick onto the man on flank, though, and Thermite. Oh my goodness. Nick Lovin, have yourself around 4 kills on the round, I believe.
Somebody
2 of them
clip
off
that.
of breach. And then he just walks into side and kills 2 more. I mean, that is just excellent gunplay from your support there. I mean, first of all, as a support player contesting the breach, the defenders, they know where the breach is, and they've contested this angle millions, probably, of times. And you win it anyways, because you're just Timothy. And then not only that, you're going to walk into site and you're going to pick off 2 more. You're just going to pull their pants down, 1v2 them on site, no big deal. An excellent round there. And Nick Lovin just balling out on the support. We love to see it. And it'll bring us to a round 9 where we have a paused timer at the moment. So far, a nice, solid match so far. I mean, our clapping. You said these maps would be close, and with that round officially won, this will officially be a closer series than the Miami-Calgary series.
I guess that is true. I kind of, it should be happening. Not gonna try to take it away from this game, but I mean, Calgary did get the first seed in their division. Somehow, well, not really somehow. They beat Atlanta twice. That is really what saved them getting the first seed in that division. But as Miami said, You know, the regular season wins don't really matter that much once you've secured a playoff spot. Which, with the fifth seed teams that we had this season, getting one win basically secured you a playoff spot. So
This is true. He is, in fact, spitting fire. All 4 of our 5th place teams failed to get a singular point all season. So if at any point you could at least take a team to overtime, you would have secured yourself a playoff spot. That is part of the reason. In case you haven't heard, we are going back down to 16 teams next season to try and have some more competitive matchups in the regular season. Some teams will be being demoted down to Ignite. The purpose of Ignite is to help ignite the Rainbow Six Siege comp careers, as some players and teams, quite frankly, just weren't ready for the level of comp that we expect in Hyper Series. You know, obviously, there's going to be some variance in the level of teams, but with the exception of maybe San Diego, who played in a very strong division, and even still, to an extent, to San Diego, you gotta get a point, at least
yeah,
some point on the season, and especially some of those teams having roster issues as well. There will certainly be some teams given the option to continue Ignite, or they could withdraw from the league altogether. But I got a feeling that some of them will want to prove their way back up into the main league.
yeah, we're just trying to get everything sorted back out here. The one thing I will say that is kind of biting Honolulu right now, which you can't tell them to not do it because it's what they've been doing all game and it's won them 5 rounds this far, is the fact that they just get overly aggressive sometimes and peak angles that they don't need to peak. They had a 5-on-3 advantage. You know, off rip, P790 getting a kill, and then the Frost getting a kill. I forget who was on Frost. So, you know, they had the man advantage and then just started getting on the swing set, swinging main breach, giving Nick Lovin some kills, and then all of a sudden it became very winnable for Orlando, and then they were able to pull through with site control. That's kind of the downside of being a very aggressive team. I'm not gonna hate on them for it because it's what they've been doing and it's gotten them, you know, gotten them to the playoffs, gotten them to a 5-4 lead through map 1. But yeah, I mean that's kind of what just gave Orlando that round. If you just hold your angles and everything, then you're probably up 6-3 right now, sitting on match point. But either way, definitely a competitive series thus far. As Orlando's already won more rounds than Calgary did through 2 maps. So no matter what happens after this, if the next game is 7-0 and this game ends 7-4, it will have been more competitive.
It is true. It was a bit of a disappointing matchup earlier, but so far this match, as you have said, not disappointing at all. You know, you predicted it would be an absolute barn burner here. And so far, we're getting our wish here. We're getting this competitive siege moving up to the second floor bomb site for the first time on Honolulu's defense. They're going to opt to start out on the cash CCTV side over Gem Bedlam. And once again, they are bringing the bandits to try and, my apologies, they went this site last round. They will once again keep trying it for a second time. Well, it worked on the basement when they gave it a second go. Will it work upstairs? I'll give it a second go. And it appears we're getting our mid-batch replay here on this Thermite. As you can see here, Bandit, why are you swinging that, my guy? It's 5-3. Why are you swinging breach?
Like that goes down to 3-2, and they never really look back.
It's just when you're a defender and you have the man advantage, the other team has to force the issue. Just make sure you got crossfires, you're playing off of each other, and you should be able to convert that about 90% of the time. It's
We already
unfortunate.
have somebody
Anyways,
dead here.
Warden here. it off more than he could chew, it would seem. We unfortunately missed that kill. But
I assume it was
that's,
a knock,
that's really
probably.
all there is to it.
Oh,
Likely indeed, but that'll be a nice little oopsie daisy. I'm not sure if that's a nade from below. I couldn't quite see what exactly down here. But the dot getting the
are they
thing
still
off.
gonna
No
get the
way.
wall? Wow.
The thermite was just too slow. I don't think thermite even. He did put a charge on it. He was just. Oh, but Smalls getting.
And he's gonna pick the wrong side.
Wrong. Oh, oh, wrong. No, Smalls. You just. I mean, I guess he's bailing out the thermite, who quite frankly almost fumbled the bag there. But breach now open, but only about a minute and 10 seconds left to work with these attackers. They're going to need to get their execute ready to go shortly. P790's on a little bit of a flank lurk there on that first floor. I'm not sure if the attackers are aware where he is, or if they'll even be entering anywhere near
Attackers have
where he
located a
is.
bomb.
Nick Iovan here looking to get involved on this breach once again. He's going to decide to force the issue. He gets blinded by a Fenrir, almost swung. He's got an operator very close to him on those red stairs now. That'll be a crossfire onto him most likely if he decides to try and push into this breach. He's going to need some help from his friends. So far, he's not going to get any though, but too tight of an angle held by IZ is going to allow Nick Lovin to get in, and Thatcher with a beautiful pick by Stop Little Mike onto IZ there on the rafters. Thermite now has a little bit of site control, but he's going to get taken out, and a nice P790s, and it's going to leave Mr. Masadi all alone. He's going to get one pick. He's got 15 seconds left to find two more, and he's a very slow one-speed operator. He might not even be able to find these gunfights in time. He's got 10 seconds left. He's going to hop in the window here more than likely. He's got a man on red, and he seems to know it, but he's not going to get the effort. He's going to waste time sledging to rotate home, get the pick, but just simply run out of time before he is even able to get onto site. And Honolulu Heat will take us to our first match point.
Yeah, and Honolulu there for a little bit. They got bailed out. The breach should have been opened earlier, but I'm not really sure how exactly the thermite didn't get the breach open. I'm watching kind of the replay right now. He had it down. I guess he just kept stopping. I'm not sure, but well, yeah. I guess he was trying to have a little bandit battle, not realizing the bandit was downed, and then bandit just misses. Does it once again, puts the bandit down on the wrong side. So kind of a misplay there by the
Attackers
bandit or the thermite. Either way, it was destiny. The wall was getting opened up, and then 3 huge kills, all right on top of each other by Honolulu to secure the man advantage. And then Sledge just simply didn't have enough time to clutch it up there. If he had some more time, maybe he could have forced the issue with Doc, but unfortunately for Orlando, it's now going to 6-4.
To come out and say this. That's the second time out of the 4 attacking rounds we've seen one Orlando attacker left alive in an improbable but possible to win
5
situation.
seconds left.
And they've done other
Attackers are moving out
activities
to locate
rather
a bomb and
than
defuse it.
be aware of the clock and try and get the round away. I mean, we saw before a little bit of weightage. Echo thought he was clever sending his drone out the hatch, but he would get sat down by the gun of Quizzy. It appears Creo might decide to try and avenge his friend here. Quizzy going to open up into the tunnel here.
Not have dirt
Here's-
open.
Oh, but they were not aware of Smalls on the window. Smalls getting the pick out onto Quizzy to even it up for his team at a 4-4 now. But Mr. Masadi might be waiting for him, depending on how he decides to rotate back. Mr. Masadi here making his way into bar. It appears Mozzie will have successfully gotten his way back to site, but was Buck bucking open trench? Did they not bother to reinforce tunnel? A bit of a
Not
possible
believe so.
concern there. But regardless, we got a 4v4 here. And we got a Vigil on a nice roam up top. He's going to have to play this well to try and help his teammates on site with a nice well-timed flank here. As Zed is also making his way up these stairs a little bit. There might be a stairs showdown momentarily. Their focus is clearly on those lower stairs. If Vigil times this right, he could be in line to get some nice picks. It appears that OK Bless is now aware of his position, holding that angle on that upper stair. Yep, they have droned him out. They might not know his exact position, but those blur lines really give away that there is a Vigil in the area they need to be aware of. OK Bless now pushing up. Creo getting a chance to get the kill, doing some damage, but taking a lot more himself. He's going to fall off of this and trying to run away. But nonetheless, he did a good job burning a little bit of time, and he did a bit of damage, but he also took a whole lot.
Okay, I thought that was an attacker.
Ying Candela's going here. Ying getting taken out through the footholes by IZ, though. It's going to be a 3v4. These attackers got a minute left on the clock, but IZ getting another OK Bless. I believe I just saw Habana shooting pellets to open a hatch with 50 seconds left in the round after two of her teammates decided to go for execute. I'm not really sure this Orlando team is all on one page right now. But they got 35 seconds to get on that page and find 3 kills now. Mr. Masai, or McLovin getting that first one. A little bit of a laggy gunfight here over here by this church here. Don on site. He is going to get the stim off in time, but he's going to get flushed out and finish off by Stop Little Mike. But his teammate getting fragged out by Smalls. He's going to be trading some shots here. He's going to be getting peeked by both of these defenders here. And Creo will get the map ceiling kill.
And we've got a round that shouldn't have exactly been that close. You had the run out from Echo immediately. Gets taken out, and then you had the trade off basically by the Mozzie on main stairs, and then Vigil somehow survives for a little bit longer after he does not get finished. But either way, Honolulu takes map 1 against Orlando. What do you... How are you feeling now? Do you think you're going to be changing your predictions a little bit, or actually no? Your prediction was Honolulu wins map 1, right?
Yes,
And then
indeed.
you
I
said
thought
Orlando wakes up map 2.
that is what I thought, but to be frank, Orlando didn't really get too slapped in the face there. They put up a decent fight, and they just weren't the better team on that first map. So I'm not so sure if they'll get as much of a spark coming into the second map as I hope. But hopefully Cozy is rallying up them boys here as they are down. They have lost that first map. You want to try and stay in that upper bracket for as long as possible here in Orlando. As we saw on that map, they can clearly compete with Honolulu. But especially in that last attack, it just did not look like Orlando was on the same page, because I think I saw that correctly. There was a Habana opening hatch in the final
Yeah.
50 seconds after two of her teammates already dropped hatch and were going for execute. Oh, huh? Either the
Yeah, that's
execute
definitely
is
a
being started way too
miscue there.
early, or hatch play is just being way too late. Regardless, we're going to cut to a short break. This has been Stampy, R Clapping. We'll be back momentarily. Going to get a little bit of that ad revenue, hopefully, as these two teams get a quick bathroom break before we send it to a map 2. from the bar. Ultra fresh from my Reese's back. What the hell?
Ugh. There we go. Oh yeah. What is up, everybody? We're getting ready for map 2 here on, I believe it was Chalet, after Honolulu took map 1. 7 to 5. 7 to
7-4, I
7 to
believe.
4. 7 to 4. Yeah, not 7 to 5. 7 to 4.
Now, you jinxed him, Mark Lappy. You said even if they don't take another round, this is 7-4 and the next map is 7-0. It'll
Well,
be a
either way,
closer
my
matchup.
prediction
So,
will still stand
or,
if that does happen. So, yeah. So that was definitely a game there. It was a good game. It was a very close game. Every round was relatively tight. Orlando stayed in it, choked a few rounds away. Honolulu attempted to choke a few rounds that they were able to pull out. We've seen kind of contradicting play styles here. Honolulu, very aggressive, kind of Atlanta-esque gameplay. And then you have Orlando, who's going strat heavy, where we got to see at least the very last attack round, the basement round, where they were just not coordinated, dropping one hatch while they're still trying to get the other hatch open, and they don't have all the angles covered, and you know, the usual for miscommunicating teams. So I'm excited to see game 2 here. We're gonna have Chalet, which is another map in that same kind of category as Clubhouse. Everyone knows how to attack it. It's, are you going to attack it properly? There's also different ways you can attack each site. And you can also get very aggressive on Chalet. You can spawn peek quite a few different areas, and you can do it kind of uniquely with some runouts onto K9 balcony, or doing like a double spawn peek on main door and mezzanine window. You know, master bedroom spawn peek, standing up on the bed. A lot of different things you can do. Honolulu is probably taking notes. Oh, I forgot about that one. So, sure, we'll see some from Honolulu, as I'm pretty sure that they are the defending team. They are the defending team. While Chalet is considered more of a attacker favorited map, a lot of teams like attacking Chalet. As this was Orlando's. Was it Orlando's? No, this was Honolulu's map pick. So that means Orlando decided to attack first. So I'm interested to see what they have in store for us, since, you know, they wanted to attack. Do you have any thoughts on how you think this is going to go, Mr. Stampy?
you know, my original prediction, I said this would be the map where Orlando wakes up. And I don't know if you saw in general, but Mr. Worldwide himself, Limpy, the journeyman, he's out here. And he's getting in this game for the Orlando Invictus. Perhaps he will be the fiery European, almost ununderstandable in English spark to really fire up this Orlando side. You know, they might not know, like the rest of us, what he's saying half the time. But gosh darn it, despite his ping, he can still get some nice picks. And he's a solid player, you know? And I'm not sure that him being in this lineup makes the lineup for Orlando any more significantly just better on paper, but that change might just fit better for this specific match.
Definitely could, as Orlando didn't get dominated in the first game. It was still close. They still put up a fight. But some small changes that Limpy could be bringing to the lineup, operators he's going to run. Just, you know, if he's more of a fiery type that's going to, you know, try to hold everyone accountable, maybe that could help out a little bit here. We didn't see any timeouts taken last game, so maybe he could be a little bit more of a shot caller. Not really sure what they talked about, but obviously they decided they needed to change up the lineup a little bit here for map 2, going to Chalet. So, as I'm not sure if Honolulu is changing anyone, but Orlando will be. So interested to see how they're gonna attack. Also interested about the bans. Maverick could get banned again. If Honolulu, I mean, they are defending first, so Maverick is a pretty good ban for this map. There's a lot of different strats you can do, especially on basement side. You can put the Maverick holes up the top. You can go run Glass if you're interested in more of that kind of meme-ish attacking strategy. You can also like Silent Breach downstairs with Maverick for the bar gaming site. Go up main stairs. So a lot of different things you can do if Honolulu is interested in banning Maverick again. Thatcher's also a pretty decent, not the best ban ever, but it's still a little bit more viable ban for this map. The Thatcher makes bandit tricking the basement wall a little bit easier. Ace, that's another ban that you could see on this map. Make them have to come into the building to get open the office wall. Even the solarium walls. If you take Ace off the board, they either need to bring Habana, which takes just a little bit longer to get open, or they have to bring a Thermite. So, interested to see how that's going to go. Defense-wise, wouldn't be surprised if we seen the Solus ban again. Would not be surprised at all if we seen the Fenrir ban, as that was kind of what led to some kills for Honolulu and Orlando. They both utilized that operator quite a bit.
It
As we are
appears
just
Honolulu here lost one of their players, apparently. They didn't, quote, don't know where he is. So that's unfortunate for them. They're going to need to figure out a solution to that problem. Possibly getting a sub quickly is we don't really appreciate teams that can't get their stuff in line on time around here. You know, as we saw last time we had a stream, Oslo Osvorn having quite a few difficulties getting to the lobby in time, you know, really delaying the stream and whatnot. And apparently the player they don't know where he is back in the lobby, but not in the hand cam yet. Hopefully he's joining the hand cam shortly. I don't really know what's going on, but the Vacmeister is on it. You know, it's not particularly complicated to show up, join the hand cam channel, and join the lobby. But for some of these teams and players, it appears to be so. And it will be costing the Honolulu Heat at least one round for our time delay penalty, as they are over 5 minutes over the allotted time that they had.
And this could be the spark that Orlando needed, as you said. Probably isn't coming in the way that you thought it would. But
It is Hyper Series, and
this is something that, yeah, it just kind of shouldn't be happening. The first game, I get it. You know, you're trying to get everyone together, even though you scheduled it a week in advance. The first game, having technical difficulties trying to get everyone in. But once you've already played one game, I'm not really sure how you could have these issues after the first game. Especially when you're not subbing anyone out. So, yeah. Especially since you can just tell everyone, hey, 5 minutes, just join the lobby and then be back in less than 5 minutes. Just go pee and come back. Or at least have your phone on you so you can be like, hey, he's just, you know, using the restroom. Or whatever, but either way.
it appears that one of Honolulu's players has decided to take a phone call mid-playoff match and is claiming that as a result of that, he cannot hand cam, but the mods aren't really having much of that. As it appears, they have finally joined back into the hand cam. They have cost themselves a round though. For time wasting. You know, it's something all right. It's not complicated. Some teams like to make it complicated, and I'm glad we're cracking down on it, especially in playoffs, because playoffs are exciting. We want to just get it started and continue solidly throughout. I'm going to be honest. There's no room for all this tomfoolery of I'm going to take a phone call in the middle of a playoff match, so I can't be in hand camp. What is that? Yeah, I'm sorry. What? Hey, you're in a playoff game. Why are you taking a phone call in the middle of a playoff game unless it's an emergency? And if it's an emergency, why do you still care about playing in the playoff game? I mean, it's just like I don't know, R clapping. Am I wrong? Is this just me being wrong, or is it really just this simple and teams just can't do it?
Um, I mean, I would say there's some situations, but if you just communicate that beforehand, then I'm sure there will be more understanding. Um, it's kind of that part without communication, making us wait. That is the issue. If you just say, "Hey, listen, there's like an actual thing going on, actual emergency," I'm sure there'd be a little bit more leeway. But the silence is kind of the part that is hurting them right now. Yeah. As we get to look at the Honolulu beach in the background, the people going into the waters, 95% of them are probably tourists. Did not realize there's that many cities in Hawaii. Or not cities. Cities. Buildings. Large buildings. I've never been to. Have you ever been to Hawaii, Mr. Stampy?
I have not had the pleasure of going to Hawaii. I did have a cousin who lived there temporarily, working on a farm there. He talked about it a lot. It's a very nice place, and he definitely enjoyed his time there. Pointed out these teams are from Hawaii and from Orlando. Those are pretty warm spots. We're headed to Chalet, where there's a lot of snow on the ground. I mean,
Yep. Nobody
they're gonna
has
be
the
able to
home field
perform out in
advantage.
this cold.
Yep. Start looking at the NFL. These are two teams that play in domes that are now playing in New England in December.
Indeed, there's nothing quite like Lambeau Field on a nice 0-degree day. It appears we are having some issues still with this match underway. Fans are done. Should be getting into this match momentarily. It'll be a run round advantage. The Orlando Invictus to start due to Honolulu Heat's inability to get themselves together in a timely fashion. It's not that complicated, and you can say, I don't, I don't, I don't know what you can say. It really isn't that hard, but there's a surprising amount of teams that struggle with it, and I get that things come up, but they don't come up this often, and there are available solutions. It just, it's just. Because we're
I'm
waiting for a
gonna
hand cam to come on at the moment.
definitely. I'm gonna pull up the playoff bracket. Maybe we can discuss some of these potential games coming up. Who would So the winner of Miami. So what? Miami and the Blessed play each other next, I believe. Well, if
I believe Atlanta
the
plays
Blessed.
Blessed.
Oh yeah. Okay,
That,
so Atlanta
that
plays the
should
Blessed.
be
That's gonna be
a,
a
a
game.
great matchup. That's two high firepower teams going at it head to head. Both of them got big hopes for playoffs. That's a match I'm looking forward to. I don't know if I will be casting that one. But Honolulu Heat still complaining a bit, but we are getting away off into this match. It will be round two, essentially, due to Honolulu Heat's time wasting and inability to keep themselves in track and in a hand cam lobby. Regardless, bans being done already. We got a Jackal, Thatcher, Soulless, Azami off the board. Very similar bans to the first map. I believe the Thatcher is the only new ban here. What are your thoughts going into this map, Arc Lapping? Are we going to see a strike back by the side of Orlando here, boosted by the fact that they have this free round win due to Honolulu's inability?
Attackers need to locate
Well,
and
we're gonna
defuse
get
the
to
bomb.
see Honolulu on the defending side, which on Chalet could be good. You have no Azami for basements, so you're gonna have to run some shields, which they are. I would say Honolulu looked more convincing on the attacking side last game. On the defending side, you know, they did get man advantage every round, and not every round, but they were pretty dominant on defense. But they just overpeaked everything, got really aggressive when they didn't need to. So I will say that I think Orlando potentially, just because they're starting off with the 1-0 lead. I'm gonna say I think Orlando's gonna take this half, and Honolulu's gonna need a very dominant second
Attackers are
half
heading out
to
defuse the bomb.
pull out a win.
Perhaps, but time will tell. We're getting into this round here. We're getting some more Echo drones, getting some of that intel outside of the building. P970 is trying to play aggressively off this again, and it's going to work the exact same way it worked last time. He's going to get immediately slammed by the attacking side. Nice pick there by Kunai Steptronic. That is Limpy. You know, he subbed into this game, and he's going to get the first pick of this game, trying to prove himself as a worthy substitution right off the bat. Some vertical play here coming out. Quizzy getting active, taking some of this fireplace territory. Let's love it as working on pushing that back with the ace. There by Quizzy, a nice pick there. That's probably both of your own game gone there for the defenders, and we're only a minute into the round. This was looking quite good for Orlando early on, but Quizzy taking a lot of damage, caught with the launcher out. There's yet another roamer on flank. Apparently only 2 were on site. A bit of an interesting decision. And so far, even with 3 on the roam, they have been unable to get a single pick off here, and instead lost 2. Lots of gunfire being exchanged here, but Gustavo might get the pick on the smalls, though. Vertical being set up, nades being tossed in, but IZ putting up a fight here. He is going to get a frag off that. I believe that's leaving Depressed Solus alone on site. It is a 4v1 on site now. Depressed Solus completely by himself now as Quizzy catches out that flanker. Quizzy will finish out the round there. A very nice, quick, dominant round win there by Orlando Invictus to put them up 2-0 on this map. They might have woken up.
Definitely a possibility here, as I mean, you find yourself down 0-2 already. I think in Honolulu's mind, they were just trying to buy back that first round that they lost. They had, well, Warden was trying to spawn peek, kind of gave up on it really early. The Echo, once again, tries to spawn peek like he did last round, gets taken out by Limpy, and now they find themselves down in the hole by 2 rounds.
Defenders,
So
protect
I
your
imagine
bomb.
next game,
Defused by
if Orlando keeps this up, that Honolulu will all be in the lobby, ready to go as soon as this game is over.
attackers have discovered the location of the bomb.
Camera in position.
As we're gonna see a bar gaming hold. I know I've noticed recently a lot of teams are trying to avoid going to the master bedroom, just playing second floor site, just all together. We've seen it in the Edmonton and Oslo game. Oslo, I don't even think played upstairs a single time. I remember they went kitchen, they went bar, and they went basement
5
only.
seconds left.
So we're gonna see some interesting setups this game. But I want to see if Honolulu can just respond properly here, if they're just gonna try to play back a little bit. Not be so aggressive, since they're already down 2 rounds. They don't have much more room to play with.
Limpy here, getting active on this master bedroom window here. Gonna be tossing him a drone for himself here. There are some rumors up top. He's gonna need to be aware of Sledge going to push into those offices as well. They're gonna just miss out on the roamer in piano. I believe the roamer slipped into bathroom. P9 appears to be droning where his teammate literally just actively droned and is entering from. But they are going to spot him out on the top of Solarium. They're catching him out from bathroom. This should be a nice pick here, and it will be from the attacker. Some nice coordination there to get a nice opening pick onto IZ. Limpy here getting active. That hatch is open, but it's not over the site. There is one more defender up top on this roam here. It is the Wamai, but he's kind of alone. We're seeing a bit of an not standard defense here on the side of Honolulu Heat. He is just going to opt to fall back down to site, but there is a castle on a deep roam in the basement. He might pop up later in this round and have a huge impact, or he might get shut down like the flank was last round.
Definitely could, as Orlando already secured top floor control. And I believe that was Castle that gets a kill there. Probably from main stairs. Fireplace stairs came up a little bit. But that was a quick upstairs take. A lot faster than you would see most of the time. Especially from Edmonton, I remember seeing about 30-40 seconds left before they even started executing on the site.
A nice job in the early round here, but they've got a minute left to work with. The defenders were able to even out that round count here. The attackers doing some dronage. They got the diffuser in hand, and now it is time to go for that execute, and it's going to be interesting to see how they go about this. They haven't really gotten too much of in the way of free entry, but Thermite going to be lucky to escape with his life as he's swinging a hash with a flashbang in hand, with the defender down below not quite able to finish him off. 30 seconds here left on the board. Thermite trying to get active along with his team to get this plant down. Smalls going to be taking a lot of damage. A C4 going out. It will not be able to finish anyone off quite yet, though. Stop Little Mike is trying to play his hatch once more, but there are 15 seconds left. This execute needs to start happening, and it just isn't. Stop Little Mike dropping the hatch. It's going to be taken out rather quickly, though. That is case lost. A 2v4 now. A 2v3. P790's gunning down one. Gridlock unable to clutch it out. I mean, it was a good start by the attackers there, but the execute took way too long, and it was not effective in the slice, to be honest. They really just had the guy with diffuser drop site hatch as their execute plan, which it turned out poorly, as one might expect.
Yeah, they let Honolulu burrow in to their angles, holding their anchor positions, drop into sight, and dropped into sight and just try to funnel in through all the basic doorways. Didn't have any sort of creative kind of execute plan, and Honolulu just outfragged them, outgunned them the way that they have been. At least last map. And we're going to have to see something like that again from Honolulu. Maybe with a little bit more of an effective roam. That is something that you have to give props to Orlando for. They've been shutting down the roam game. Establishing map control both times so far. Now they just need to get a better execute going. Maybe bring some more execution ops. Maybe a Ying. Maybe just bring more flashbangs in general. Some smokes. Looks like they do have a Gridlock, Lion, Ying. So yeah, basically just
they are listening
ops
to
that we
you
have suggested.
indeed, opting to select that game. We are going to this bedroom site here up top on the second floor that you were mentioning teams staying away from a little bit earlier. The attackers here, going to be interesting to see how exactly they go about this. It's a site that gets played a lot, and they should be used to attacking, but Small is going to go for a risky play on the run out. Or jump out, I'm not sure which, but he's going to be taken out very early on in the round. Orlando Invictus essentially getting a free pick here to start out the round.
Not really sure what the plan is there, because if you jump out of that window, you get knocked anyway. You're not allowed to jump out of it. You had to glitch up onto a vault and then fall out.
Stop Little Mike getting a pick there as well. That's a That's 2 defenders down, but IZ will battle back. He'll be getting the pick. This is a good ping. That grenade should land. IZ so lucky to escape any HP at all, but as much as a small breath will spell him doom for the rest of this match. But Doc,
And he misses
instead
the
of rescue, he
dock stem.
missed. He missed the stem. That'll be unfortunate as IZ is now in a gunfight, and he will get taken out by a body shot. A very low HP opponent. That missed dock stem might have just cost him a teammate there. This could have been a 2v2, but instead we're looking at a 3v1 here.
Attackers recovered the bomb diffuser.
Doc here, he's crouched into this little corner here in Solarium. The attackers don't seem to quite know where he's at, but they have full sight control, and Case is just taking a little bit of time to rotate around. So that's going to give Doc time to try and make a move here. He's got 1v2 on sight right now. Going to be firing out some shots traded, but he will get taken out eventually there. A good... I can't even really call it a good attack. I'm just going to be real that that defense was poor there.
That was still very winnable for them in the 2v4, but I don't know how you missed that dock stem. That definitely could have cost them the round there. Well, it possibly did cost them the round.
Every once in a while, but like, if you can't hit your teammate, either you didn't communicate that you were going to hit him and he just started moving on you, or you just missed a free shot. Either way, it's not a great sign around as a whole, and that's what we saw out of the Pulse, just, you know, and
Defenders, protect
throwing
your
stuff
bombs
on the
and
fan,
remain
seeing what
defused by
sticks. So far, none of it stuck.
So
Himself a rough start to the match.
So I watched the replay from the Pulse, and he tried going out, like crouching onto the window frame, and he just fell out as he was trying to kill the Ying, and he knocked himself. And that's why you don't play around with those windows, trying to stand in them. There's a reason you can't jump out of them, and that's because you will die. Siege took out the option to jump out of windows that you will die on. So
Probably a good choice, as you don't want to accidentally jump to your death as a defender. But unfortunate play there to start the round, and Orlando really looking good on this map. I mean, Chalet by no means is an attacker-sided, particularly attacker-sided map. And they got a 3-1 advantage right now starting on the attack. This is looking really good for them to be able to come away with this map win.
and they're definitely getting some support from the fact that Honolulu every single round thus far has attempted some sort of spawn peek or run out or just very aggressive play that did not work out at all. And they're just providing free man advantage to Orlando to do whatever they want on the attack. As that was another really good grenade. Did not pay off though. Doc not gonna miss the dock stem this time.
Damage, though. Let's go. We got
Bomb
a
located by attackers.
Let's see though. He did lose an awful lot of HP on that. I'm not quite sure if he was getting shot through the floorboards while
Yeah,
he was
he
going through that. As it appears, attackers here a little bit slower start this time. They haven't been handed any free gifts. They're going to need to make their own gifts per chance here. But that'll be a nice pick by Nick Lovin on the Dokeby. Going to gun down Joe something. I don't know. He's got a lot of vowels there. I can't really read it very well on this screen. Nick Lovin, he's getting active up here. He's got that DMR out. He's going to be hacking his phone here to get his team some extra cameras. But while he's doing that, his teammates are going to be dying. That's now a 4v3 to the side of the defenders. And Quizzy here is just a breath away from death.
Testing is activated.
Another grenade going out there on this attacking Orlando side. That one not going to quite hit its mark here. They got about a minute left to work with, but they still have Case in hand. This is certainly a winnable round, but they are going to have to make some moves.
I'm reloading.
Ready for grenades.
Rotating around, it appears that they're grouping up a bit to try and go for a push here. Gridlock taking off that blue stairs rotate from their mind here. Nick Lovin, he's getting hit with the beeper. They know where he is. But he's going to have to start forcing his way in sooner or later, regardless. They got 35 seconds here to work with. A badly thrown nade almost takes out Nick Levin, or that's my bad. That's a Wamidis, rather, that is catching that grenade here. As one pick going out by the gridlock, Nick Levin getting another excellent pick here, but Quizzy is down. But the plant has started. Doc missing some shots here. Stop little Mike is the only one left alive, and he is gotten the plant down. That's my bad. Quizzy is back up. I believe Quizzy hit a frost map, but that frost nerf is going to let Quizzy get back in this and take out the Doc. It is now all up to P790s. P790s here is not going to land the shots, and it is going to be a beautiful performance by Stott Little Mike. Again, teams need to be in this man's DMs, offering him all sorts of contracts. He has had multiple great showings so far in this playoff game, and that was a good, nice execute there by the three remaining Orlando Invictus players. They were outnumbered. They didn't have a lot of time, but they played that really well. And the Frost nerf, for I believe the second time this season, ultimately deciding which way a round goes.
Yeah, and I mean, it's kind of been the same way both games so far. Honolulu has the man advantage. Orlando didn't even bring a hard breacher, so there was no way that they were getting any walls open. They were strictly trying to go through K9 door, go up Solarium stairs. They were just going to funnel into site through Piano and K9 door. And Honolulu gets over aggressive, decides to swing everything. You have the Mozzie swinging out, looking into top blue, loses his gunfight. I'm sure whoever died to gridlock on K9 stairs door probably tried to swing him and lost. And then you just lost your man advantage, 2-on-3 at that point. Still winnable. I mean, you have good players, but
10 seconds left.
it just seems like every single round, Honolulu's
5
just
seconds left before insertion.
like dropping a hammer on their own foot. And then they realize what they did and they grab another hammer that's much larger and do it again. And
So that's a good point there. I mean, that last round was some good play by Orlando, but overall, Honolulu, all these defenses, making it easy. Orlando, I believe that's a mirror window, though. I just heard getting popped already, likely by that Twitch drone here. We're only 20 seconds into the round, and that could be a pivotal piece of utility stripped away from defenders on Honolulu's last opportunity to defend. They're trying to come away with a second defensive round win here before they have to go on the attack.
Home improvement time.
Is Ed here, possibly getting into a little bit of an office skirmish here with OK Bless. OK Bless is seemingly aware there's enemy in the area, but I don't think he knows where. But he will get the kill. A very nice flick, partially blinded by defender, but that won't stop him as he takes out OK Bless. But P790s over in Library will get a nice pick onto Limpy there to even back out the odds. It'll be a 4v4 here. The attackers battling for that upstairs control still.
not having anyone to hold the mezzanine Mira that's a decision. Especially when you're Mira sitting in library. Usually you would want one person on mezzanine, one person in library. But if they take mezzanine control and you're Mira, they're just gonna stop you from being able to drop the hatch.
Yeah,
So-
I'm not really sure what the play is here. I mean, if you're gonna put the mirror, it's assumed you're gonna play on it, because why the hell are you putting a mirror? It's looking at you.
And I believe they did the
But,
same
Quizzy
exact
gonna
thing
go
last
low,
game.
and Fireplace has an opportunity. He's gonna take advantage of it. Gonna gun down small. So there'll be a 4v3 here. Mira's trapped over in this corner of libraries. These attackers. Oh, but he does have a castle to support him as well. But that leaves only one defender on site. So if the attackers are smart and realize some things, they might be able to get a quick push onto site here and get some site control and force the defenders into a retake. A Dokkaebi call going out, quickly answered by P790s here as he's still in this library. He's going to be swaying out, trying to get some kills. He's going to just drop back down to hatch. Some gunshots ringing out. Okay, Bless not able to get the kill in time though, but Quizzy picking up yet another. He has been having himself quite a series so far, getting some crucial frags. He's going to gun down yet another, and Dokkaebi getting the final pick there. That'll be nicely played by the attackers there, as they will be heading into their defensive half. Up 5-1, you know. Orlando, they're showing us that they can compete with Honolulu right now. We had a nice, close, competitive first map, but this map, Orlando so far really pulling away with it. It may end up just being a very attacker-sided chalet, but Orlando has really set them up well to succeed here. They just have to win their primary bomb site twice. and they will win this map.
It is definitely a thing that could happen. I'm just seeing a lot of misplays from Honolulu here. They did the same exact thing their first time running that site. They had the mirror upstairs. Nobody was playing on it. They did win that one by a poor execute from Orlando. But it's more like this game is kind of relying on, like Honolulu's relying on Orlando to make the misplays, and then they need to capitalize on it. Whereas last game it was Orlando would make a misplay and Honolulu would capitalize on it. So overall, I will say Orlando's making, they're just doing the right thing, making the plays they need to make, taking the map control that they need to take, executing the way they need to execute, and Honolulu isn't really doing anything to try to make it harder. They kind of just gift man advantage every single round. But it could just be that it's an attacker-sided map. I remember like the second game I ever casted. I believe it was the second game, first or second game, whatever. It was with Sorrowful. We seen Oakland go down 5-1 on this map. They lost 5 of their defenses, and then they came back and won in overtime against LA. So we could see something like that, but not sure. Not sure. We'll have to see how it gets started. For Honolulu, they're gonna have to hope to get something working early. They do have one round to burn before Orlando gets to match point, but you don't really want to let that happen. But they have a hole to dig themselves out of here. If they do not take longer than the time allotted, then they would have one more round here on defense to try to make it 4-2, but things happened. As we are, I'm assuming, waiting for somebody in hand cams.
I believe so. Honolulu are having more problems with their hand cams. Anyways, I mean, my prediction here is looking pretty accurate so far.
Yeah.
I hate to say, but Orlando Invictus appears to have gotten that spark, perhaps by Limpy, who has immediately gone to the chat and started shit talking. Our local European with a very large ego, who doesn't really seem to get much play over in Europe, but talks about it a lot. He's in that chat and he's egoing people as per usual here. And up to this point, his team's done pretty well. But if I remember right, I think he's like 2-4 right now. So, maybe he should consider the humbleness a little bit. And it appears Slowy is informing him that an Orlando Invictus' logo does, in fact, look quite similar to the Trojan condom brand's logo. And, he's got a point there.
That is definitely a point.
That is a classic Slowy W here. Slowy is an absolute yapster. For once, he's yapping for the good.
And we're going to get right back into it.
Sorted out. Let's get a round of applause, ladies
Defenders,
and
protect
gentlemen,
your
for
bombs
teams
from being
getting their
defused by
hand cams
attackers.
in order here. As we're heading in to the first round of this second half, but it might be a very short second half here if Orlando Invictus is
located
able
by
to
attackers.
put together some solid defenses here, Art Clapping. I mean, what does Honolulu need to do to get themselves back in this game?
Well, first of all, they're going to need to secure and keep man advantage. I'm pretty sure every single round on their defense they gave up man advantage. To spawn peaks, to kind of useless runouts, and other aggressive plays, killing themselves by falling out of a
5
window.
seconds to go.
So they're going to secure man advantage, get map control, and then execute properly. And you really only have one round to blow here. So you have to do it early, Maybe try to get a few rounds strung together, 2 or 3, before you let that next one fall. So, they did 4-2 Orlando last game on the attacking half. They'll have to hope for something a little bit better than that, a 5-1. To force overtime. I didn't even realize, but Orlando went kitchen first, kitchen dining.
Interesting choice, perhaps trying to throw the attackers a little bit off guard here. So there'll be a lot of gunfire exchanges. They'll be okay blessed. Picking out early here. Defenders in general is having a hard time staying alive on this map as P790s rather getting another pick as well. And suddenly it's a 3v5 to defenders, and we're less than a minute in. This is not the start you wanted to a defensive half after your attacking half went so well. Listen here, going to be trying to keep that upstairs control. They got 2 defenders sitting comfortably inside at the moment, but oh, Frost! Just not well timed here, but it doesn't matter. He's going to manage to get the frag. Anyways, that'll be a very nice pickup to make this a lot more winnable. 4v3. They're only down 1 man instead of 2. There's a lot of time to work with here, though, for the attackers. And this is a site where Vertical can have a lot of pressure, and that's going to be Smalls getting a nice pick of that. SMG is running through sight, I believe, but he will not be able to find the kill on the mute. That SMG-12 recoil just a little bit too potent for him, because it appears he got a little bit too excited. It's 2v3 here, about 1 minute and 10 seconds left on the clock. Stop Little Mike will be getting down from this vertical. As I was alluding to, it is a site where there's just so much vertical play. If you surrender that vertical super early, you're frankly going to get torn apart on site. But it appears they don't really know that Stop Little Mike is down, and it looks like a potential revive may even be in play. But that's going to be a drop down into sight by the Gridlock. She does have Case in hand. Frost hiding under the stairs here, but Frost is going to have to make a move. She can't just hide there. She's going to be getting swung here now, but the sledge just not over-peaking it, and Frost now in a 1v3 post plant going to need some absolute magic. Mute here still on the ground, and unfortunately for him, he is not actively in a frost man, so he won't be able to pick himself up. Who's he here? Taking some damage and gonna be finished off there by the Gridlock, or not the Gridlock, the Ram rather, I believe. Actually, got the kill. That was a good attack there by Honolulu Heat. You know, I think they followed your advice and your guidelines for the most part, getting themselves that round. Orlando might want to consider switching up the bomb site, but they are not going to. I'm guessing they're going to count on that upstairs roam game going much better, as last round it, quite frankly, was quite poor.
Definitely, and that's the round that you want to see if you're Honolulu. It was relatively dominant. They secured man advantage. Yeah, they only had 3 left at the end, but at the end of the day, they had full control of site. Plant was down. Everything was going their way. So what you need to see there. Now you're just gonna have to start stringing them together. Hope that Orlando doesn't change too much, which they haven't really. They're running Frost again. They have Echo again. I believe Legion might be the only operator that they changed. I don't remember seeing a Legion, but they could have. And then Honolulu bringing pretty much the same operators. So yeah, we're gonna see what they do here. But if Honolulu wants a chance here, they're going to need to show that they can be dominant, and the only round that they should lose, if they're going to lose any and hope to win this game, is going to have to be some sort of heroic play from Orlando. Just try to replicate what you did. Don't do the exact same thing, because Orlando is going to be expecting it. Change it up a little bit, push from a different angle, but pretty much you want to secure the upstairs pretty early. And they're not going to.
Indeed,
Right
indeed. Getting into
Losing
this
the Ram.
attack here, you know, Orlando, they wanna recoup some of that momentum from that first half. I know we had a little bit of a technical pause in between the halves, but you know, it wasn't enough for really like a big halftime speech, I don't think. So you really want to see Orlando manage to flush this one out here.
Definitely, as it looks like Honolulu is really just going for a big time K9 door take, and he's just going to step on the frost mat. That'll be that. Now they're going to try to push through K9 door.
not going to go well for him, as that's a nice pick by OK Bless there. And only 2 attackers left. They got over half the time left, but they've just all died so early. And it's going to be a 1v5 now for IZ. At this point, if the rounds were closer, you might be thinking, take this as a time for a little bit of a mental reset, playing out the next round, but they've only got 2 more rounds they can throw away in regulation here. IZ taking a lot of damage. This is going to be near impossible for him to pull out if Orlando plays this smart. But IZ going to give it a shot no matter what. His aim just going to be off target to start there, and he's not going to have time to adjust. As Limpy will get the pick there. A flawless round by Orlando Invictus. A very nice, commanding return of momentum to them. They are now sitting on a map point and have a very good chance at sending us to a map 3.
And yeah, that's the exact round you want to see if you're Orlando. Dominating victory to counter out what just happened the round before that. Reassure everyone. All right, the world's not collapsing. It was a little mishap. We know what we need to change. They changed it. They won their ones. And that really should be it from Honolulu. I don't see them really making a comeback. They could prove me wrong, but maybe they'll win a round. But if if Orlando just keeps it up, plays the way they've been playing this game, hold their angles, looks like they're bringing a Cade mute. So if walls stay up, they should be good. They are going basement. Obviously Honolulu does not know that yet, but they don't have any hard breachers. If they don't bring a hard breacher, then I think it's safe to say we can just call this game. Don't even really need to play the last round if we're having handcam issues again.
Indeed, these still have issues. Their hand cams, but Limpy,
That's where
he said some unkind things in the chat and got timed out, so he wasn't able to join voice chat apparently. But maybe we just don't say something that would warrant a timeout in the first place. But it appears he is back in, and we should be good to resume here. But as you were saying, yeah, I think this should be this is officially Orlando's map to lose. I mean, they got 5 rounds.
Attackers need to locate and defuse as many
Well,
bombs
during
as
that
they
match,
can.
right? No, they got 4 rounds to win a round. They'll have choice of any site
Attackers have discovered the location
in
of
the
a
game,
bomb.
and they'll even get to try one twice. So really, it should be a close out. We should be going to a map 3. That being said, strange things have happened in the series.
crazier
I
things
wouldn't
definitely
count Honolulu.
have.
Wait,
Clear the blast zone.
I will say Honolulu is definitely capable of doing it, gun skill wise, but
10 seconds remaining.
they just gotta not play silly. They gotta win their gunfights early, establish map control, go for an execute.
Attackers' objective is to
And they're not bringing a hard breacher, so this is basement on Chalet. They only have the buck for vertical,
Wall reinforced.
but vertical doesn't really matter that much if you have nothing open to force them to
I'm
rotate
sorry.
around.
Razor.
So
I gotta interrupt you real quick. No hard breach. Not even can openers. They're gonna get an early knock there. I don't think they'll be aware though. So they are gonna be aware. I don't think they'll be able to not push off it. They won't. They're gonna lose a man instead, and now they're down 2 men. They're gonna be trying to push to get this confirmed here. They are gonna get the 2 kills there. It'll be a nice play by Jacob trying to clutch this back for his teammates.
Okay.
As they get a triple kill. Joe
Somebody clip
Korea,
that.
he Finko boosted and went cray. That's a clip right there. And he's suddenly made this a winnable round for his team, despite all of his team's initial blunders.
and I think they have control of
The
sight.
attackers have a lot of time. They're charging into sight. I believe there's a man in blue. Yeah, here's an attacker in blue. Yeah, this is complete sight control. Korea getting a quad kill. He's 1 away from the ace. Will he be able to pull it out this round? He's going to be spraying in the wrong direction. No, he will not. That'll be Smalls almost getting the refrag, though, onto Kunai. But Kunai's still alive for now. He's going to need to clutch up here to try and close out this round. I mean, Criticize the attackers a lot early, but so far they are in the power position towards the end of the round. Kunai here, he's got 30 seconds left. He's got a drone on him. He's got some flashbangs going out. He's really in an absolutely bonkers situation. It's a crossfire, but he's going to unfortunately not be looking the right way. Smalls will be able to take him out. You know, an absolutely balls to the walls type strategy to just completely neglect any kind of hard breach and just dive in to try and finish off a knock. But it worked pretty much just because Joe Korea decided to go absolutely bonkers.
Yeah, I will say that was
I don't think it's a sustainable win.
that was definitely a signature what Honolulu tries to do every single round, which is just run in and take gunfights and win them. And then hopefully by the end of it, they just have more people alive than you do. And it went perfectly for them. They got the knock with the grenade early. They didn't get knocked, but they knocked. I believe it was Wamai? Thorn? One of those guys.
Mag is ready. Let them come.
Did knock somebody, and then Fink had just seen his opportunity, ran in, got a triple kill. Definitely, and you know, I mean, I would say, you know, that was a fumble by Orlando, but who really could have seen them just running straight in like that? Well,
I mean,
I don't know.
if you
That's
watch
what
any
that's
of
what
the
they have
VODs,
been
you
doing
might
all
have
game.
expected
So
it.
yeah, so I mean, they've been doing that all game. So I guess you should have expected it at least to an extent. But yeah, if Orlando's gonna have to make sure that doesn't happen again, because if they end up going to overtime, they're gonna have to look at that round and say this is probably where mistakes were made. As they now have 3
The
hard breachers,
attackers
technically.
brought
They have can
all
openers.
the hard breach this time.
Yeah, they said we're not gonna have to rely on a rush this time.
Because we
have the replay here.
Replay on match point. Rio did in fact go bonkers sicko mode. However, getting back to the round of play, all 5 still alive on both sides. But as I say that,
Need kill.
it's going to be a nice pick by Depressed. He's going to take out Nick 11. And that's going to open it up for the attackers here. He's got a good shot at this basement site now. If they can turn this man advantage into some serious site presence. Pinging out that hatch is not electrocuted. That hatch is free as they use some of their many hard breach on it here, as they are going to be pushing over the trench as well, and they can openly be taking out that hatch. Gunshots being exchanged here. A nice pick there by OK Bless on the Maverick line. There's a good chance that'll keep that main breach closed rather over in Snowmobile Garage, at least for a long time, because there's only half the round left. I'm not really sure the attackers have time to really open that up fully by sending another man over there. The attackers here, meanwhile, they're trying to get their way in this door here, throwing out some flash grenades. Smalls here, he's coming in. There is a Fenrir, though, he's going to have to worry about, but he's just going to charge him blindly. He's going to get inside. IZ, however, being knocked down. That's going to be Plant going down inside of sight here. He's going to be getting another frag as well. Depressed Solus almost taking another Kunai down. And OK Bless in a hairy situation. He's got it once again. A 1v2 situation. He has to win out. But he does have a teammate down on the floor he could potentially pick up. But he's unfortunately going to miss the shots onto Depressed Solus. And the attackers will take a second round. Once again, kind of just forcing their way into wine there and just having their way with the defenders on site.
Yeah, and that was a, if you're Honolulu, that was a very promising round for them, because it wasn't just a, you know, I'm going to try to think of a way to, that wasn't just a, you know, balls to the walls, we're running in and getting kills type of strat. They did, you know, do that in a way. They, you know, did just kind of go in, but they got walls open, they established flanks, they had some operators that helped them out a little bit with that, with the gridlock. They got a nade kill from below. It was probably the most coordinated round that I've seen so far from Honolulu when it comes to the attack anyway, where they weren't just kind of like, screw it, let's just, you know, run in. If we get the kills, we get the kills. If not, whatever. So that's something, if you're Honolulu, try to build off of that, as you're gonna have to attack Kitchen again. They've already won here, but they've also got flawless here. So Let's see if they have made any changes to their setup. But if you're Honolulu, there's definitely some confidence here, and Orlando's going to have to try to make sure they don't have any thoughts getting into their head. Make sure they stay level. Don't get overconfident. Don't play too passive against these guys. They will give you some kills. You just need to make sure you're there to take them.
Attackers are heading out.
Similar to, I'd say, I guess like a Brett Favre type situation. He's going to throw balls that you can intercept, but you're going to have to be there to get them and be ready for them. And if Orlando's ready, they should win this round and win this map. If they are not, Honolulu is going to be facing down the barrel of being able to make it overtime.
This is, I believe, a return to the primary site. You're really expecting Orlando to put it away here. If Honolulu does end up winning this round, then the chances of a comeback are looking really good. But that's not how you want to start Orlando. A nice early pick by Smalls on the Nick 11. He's not going to get very many of those magnet discs down. Quizzy here trying to get a pick on this window, but it's not going to go his way. P790s. He's going to be down in a trade, but that'll be a refrag. Well, not a refrag, but a frag coming out by Stop Little Mike to slow the bleeding. It's now 4v3. Plenty of time left for the attackers. Looking good for them. But Kunai Septronic going to get flashed here. He's going to be in a real tough situation on site. I'm not sure where his teammates are to help him. One of his teammates is going to be meeting an early grave. It's a 2v3 here on site. But okay, Bless able to take out one of them. But there's some site control here for the side of the attackers. And they're just going to...
We have a game here, ladies and gentlemen. And that's Honolulu doing what Honolulu has done pretty much every time they've won a round. And every time they've lost a round. They're just going in and trying to outfrag you. And at the end of it, if they have more bodies than you, then they're going to go for a plant. That's their execution. They do a very early kind of execute. They're just going to swarm you from a bunch of different angles. And if they win their gunfights, then they're going to come out of it. I guess some would say more of like a ranked style of play. But, I mean, hey, it works for them. They've gotten to the playoffs. They've contended with some of the best teams. And here they are with a win on map 1 and on the brink of forcing overtime for map 2. They forced Orlando into a timeout where Orlando was at one point up 6-2, 5-1. And as we've been informed,
whispering some history in our ears.
Yeah.
Honolulu, they've played this.
This is what they do.
I kind of forgot about that, to be honest. Chalet really is their home. I'm kind of surprised Orlando didn't ban this map, actually. And they've been really good at this map and coming back on this map and pushing it to overtime. But one thing I will mention is Orlando clearly should have had me on the team as in my debut game. I had a nice win against the Honolulu team on this map. They were a little bit trash last season, but they picked it up towards the end. Regardless, enough yappage about me. Orlando here, they've really let it slip so far. Honolulu is looking to continue their hot streak on Chalet here. I mean, we're staring down 5-6 our clapping. I think a lot of us thought this map should have been wrapped up pretty quickly here, but
they proved my
Orlando.
Yeah. It's the announcer's jinx. But if they win this round, then my overall prediction will still kind of be on the board, as Mike is going to take some damage from his Quizzy Mira compadre. As Honolulu will now ascend onto the site, onto the map, see what they can do. Ying letting him rip.
Switch up to the bar game site. That mirror window taken out early. That mirror window is so pivotal because a lot of times you've got to dedicate the manpower upstairs on this site, and that mirror really leaves
Hatch is not open. By the way, I didn't mean to cut you off, but the hatch is not open there. They could just go for a...
Mirror taken out, And the ace already taking
They
out
have
that
a
wall here.
Ying.
This is
They have
looking
Gridlock.
great for the attackers. Defenders, I'm not gonna lie, defenders gotta do something about this. And getting killed is not what I was referring to, as Quigley will be the first one taken off the board by IZ. Okay, bless here. He's in a good position. Gonna see just a glimpse of the head of Smalls and take it right clean off here. As okay, bless letting him have a little bit of a stand on this site. It's gonna be a gunfight exchanged. Nobody quite dying yet. Okay, bless standing his ground. His defending teammates remaining upstairs for the most part. One drop down to site. He will be getting a pick there. Very nice there by Nick Lovin here. About a minute and a half left. The attackers here, only 3 of them left. They took out some of that critical utility, but they're now staring down that man disadvantage. But Joe taking another one with a grave. That's going to be 3 apiece, but it's refragged out by OK Bless, getting a nice double kill on the round. That leaves 2 attackers left alive. They got time to work with, but they're not too close to each other. They're going to have to be careful to play well, and they are going to get spotted out on that blue stairs camera. So the defenders here having some knowledge, still having control of sight. It's going to be up to the attackers here of Honolulu to force the issue, to force overtime. Stop low Mike hiding in a bush. He's going to take out Joe Korea. It's going to be all up to Depressed Solus to stop us from seeing a map 3 here. But it's not looking good for him. He's only got 30 seconds left. Case in hand, but he's got to find 3 kills. He's going to find 1 onto an overly aggressive swing from Stop Little Mike there. That's OK Bless and Nick Lovin left out to stop Depressed Solus. Depressed Solus is hopping in the window here. He's moving towards side. He's going to be getting sprayed from the window, but he gets the wall bang headshot. This is a winnable 1v1. Does he know where he is?
Wow.
He doesn't land the shot. And it'll be Nick Lovin saving his team from almost complete embarrassment, attempting as hard as they could to throw away that round in the dying seconds.
Wow.
And we will be headed to a map 3, ladies and gentlemen. It's getting intense. This is officially a matchup. We're going to map 3. It's bank. We're going to get a little less basic. Still staying pretty basic arc clapping. It took them a while, but they finally finished it out. How are you feeling about this Orlando Invictus team?
I'm not gonna lie. Towards the end there, they you know, that was a 3v1. 30 seconds left. Gridlock should not have even had herself in a position to make it a 1v1. And I mean, with a few more, like a better placed pre-fire from the Gridlock, we're looking at overtime right now. If the game ended 7-2, you know, I'd be saying I'm confident in Orlando's ability, but I believe that Orlando is starting on defense on bank, and defense has not been Orlando's strong suit thus far this series. They're starting on the defensive side. Honolulu's been hot. They're coming into it hot. I know they just lost that round, but you can be confident in it if you didn't have such a very bad defending half there. We're very well either looking at if Honolulu even just made it 3-3, let's just hypothetically 3-3 first half, they're probably winning that map. Their attacks were very well put together. They did lose 2 of them, but it's just that round got very close, and I think Orlando is probably rethinking picking defense first. So that was an end of a game there, and I don't know, if I was Honolulu, I wouldn't be upset. You got to work on your defenses. Orlando took too many games from you. You were too aggressive. You gave away the man advantage too often, but going into map 3, you're attacking first. The only thing you need to do now is do what you've been doing. Force the issue with Orlando. Orlando. Stand on business. And you should win map 3. I think that Honolulu has won the rounds that they've played the way that they normally play. And if they can just play with a little bit less mistakes, I think they probably win that game too. So.
It definitely
Going
got a
straight
lot
in.
closer than we might have expected. But ladies and gentlemen, we are back into our 3rd map here on Bank. Vac perhaps wants to have himself a little bit of time to himself this evening. I as well would like that, but unfortunately, it's not looking like I'm quite going to. But it's Thursday night, ladies and gentlemen. You don't want to watch the absolute banger of a match that Thursday night football is going on right now. Bengals, Ravens. I've never heard of them. They're both crappy NFL teams. It's all going down right here in Hyper. Upper bracket, round one. Honolulu Heat, Orlando Invictus, Dokkaebi taken off the board. Dokkaebi's seen a good amount of play in this series so far. I'm not particularly surprised by that ban. We are here. We're on Bank. Are clapping. Are you sticking with your? Well, I guess you can't stick with your predictions.
My prediction's
your prediction
already. Yeah.
My prediction, however, still alive.
It's still there.
Might have been canceled on me. I don't know if I got my channel points. They were really good odds. I bet on the last map, but you know, it's all right. It's their channel points. You can't really do much with them. However, this is for a lot more than channel points. This is to move on in the upper bracket, stay having that second life that can prove oh so critical, because one bad series can happen to anybody. You really want to make sure you have that extra life in your pocket for as long as you can. Both of the Spaniards being banned out here. You know, was Jackal banned last map? I'm not sure that he was.
Last map, I forget because we didn't actually have a ban phase. I think it was Jackal Thatcher that were banned. And then
Might be
Soulless
right.
is on me.
Right. I'll be Jackal getting banned on all three maps. Got a feel for the guy. He just wants to get in the game, man. But all these teams just absolutely hating on him. We have seen some good roam plays, so I can understand maybe why they wouldn't want that Jackal. But Dokkaebi as well, taken off the board. It is going to be a little bit more difficult for these attacking teams to deal with that roam without either of the really
Attackers need to locate
preferred
and defuse
roam
bombs.
clearing operators.
Everything a glass pick here, which is a decision. Well, they don't know it's basement yet. They're probably going to find out here in a second. Zero. I'm a personal favorite. I love Zero on this map. I think it's probably one of the best maps to run Zero on. There's a lot of long angles you can hide Zero's cams at. Get a lot of free intel. And he has a great gun, and he has hard breaches, and he has a Gon 6. He just does a little bit of everything.
Insertion.
So,
Indeed, almost taking the head off of his teammate there. It's a good thing that's still prep phase. They are bringing the Kaid to try and keep these hatches shuttered, but placing them right on the hatch, and there's a Thatcher in play. So it likely won't do more than waste a few seconds of time. But nonetheless, time is valuable in Rainbow Six Siege. You only get 3 minutes to pull off a successful execute here. And especially if your Thatcher gets picked, this Kaid clause can end up wasting a lot of time and sometimes even completely denying ways of attacking the site here. So attackers getting in, not quite sure what their push is looking like so far. Kaid trying to make himself a bit of a long angle here to play off of, but only having a 1.5 sight that may work for him as much as it'll work against him. That's an angle all the way into servers, I believe. It's a servers hold extension, rather. Back. It's going to be interesting to see how the attackers go about facing this. Nobody in garage so far from the attackers, and I'm not seeing anybody in the sewer either. It appears they are going to be playing that up top pressure first and foremost. Looks like they're going for that hatch. They got the Habana, they have the Thatcher. This should go off pretty easily, but are there any defenders up top to perhaps pose a threat? So far, it is looking like the answer to that question is no. The EMP going off. Habana charges placed on the hatch. Those are going to be going shortly. They are going to the other one as well. So far, a clean entry and establishment in vertical play here. They got about half the time remaining to start organizing their execute. Thatcher playing off of this hatch, not really saying too much yet. IZ also getting in the zone. A lot of hatch play so far, but so far they haven't actually had the opportunity to turn that hatch play into anything good. Some firing back here, and as I say that, that'll be depressed, taking out Limpy. You know, Limpy getting shut down early on in this second map after a bit of a rough, well, second map for him. He had a bit of a rough debut map for playoffs prior Now it is Habana on this hatch. They're still trying to go with this hatch, but they got a man advantage. But the problem with hatch is it's kind of hard to force your way down them, but they do
Inks is
got that
going
Ying
in.
to help that. Ying gonna get a pick, but Small is being taken back out by Quizzy. Ying down on the floor as well. This is effectively a 3v3 at the moment. About 40 seconds left to play, and there are yokai drones on the board. They're gonna be faking a plant, but gonna just try and go for it now. Getting some shots fired at him, but these yokai drones still being alive, there could be some serious consequences. That's going to be a Candela gone wrong, a double kill with the C4, but Joe Koya getting the pick back on the Habana. Only 20 seconds left. These defenders with these yokai drones could play this rather passively, but they're not going to. They're going to get the kills anyways, and Echo gonna catch the Habana on his flank and taking him out there. A nice pick by Quizzy. Pings coming out. Good intel, good communication. And Orlando Invictus will take their first defensive round on Bank.
I will say that Nitro Cell probably just saved Orlando around there. Honolulu was moving in, looking for some kills. They would not have been able to get the plant down. I think once they realized the plant wasn't going down, they would have just tried to move in, get some kills, but Nitro Cell goes out, gets the double kill, and just kind of defeats all the momentum that Honolulu had going there. As now we're gonna see upstairs.
Executive
Defenders, protect
CEO
your bombs
hold
from
here.
being defused by attackers.
Probably some mostly basic setups based off the operators we see being brought so far. Yes, we got those standard head holes. Looking out there, the reinforcements as well. Rotate made into janitor. Looking pretty standard on the defense here, but you don't have to make it too complicated. I mean, sometimes you can go with a simple setup as long as it's
Attackers
still
have discovered the
effective.
location of a bomb.
It is easier for the enemy team to try and take it apart and deconstruct it, but this is the first time Honolulu Heat is trying to attack this site.
Seconds left.
Reinforcing the wall!
Honolulu bringing a pretty typical bank lineup, I would say. They got just watching out that up for gridlock. They're not going to worry about too much play from below, more than likely, other than with grenades and a pocket shotty, perhaps. Was he putting up his castle barricades? We're looking at a pretty secured site here between the castle and the Kaid and a Mute and a Rooney. It's really going to be a bit difficult. If the attackers stall out too long to actually force their way into sight, they're going to need to make sure that they are properly timing their execute.
And I want to see how Honolulu kind of goes in on this. Last round they took all of the map control early because I don't even think that Orlando was even trying to roam. This is a little bit different when you're playing with a top floor. Hold on bank. And no head holes. Oh, actually, yeah, never mind, there is head holes. It's a little bit blurry.
An opening pick there going up by OK Bless. This looks like that's going to be onto the open area there. A nice pick to open it up. He's going to get swung again. Will he get this pick as well? He will not. That'll be an excellent job by Smalls there. Turning that frag back around. Zed as well, getting himself a pick onto Limpy. Limpy being cold so far this match despite playing frag ops both of these opening rounds. Smalls as well getting another pick. He's on very low health now, but he's already gotten his team 2 picks, doing almost solid to start out this round. Only 2 defenders left, but they are going to strike back, taking out P790s. Argus Cam shot in on Nick Lovin, but it's going to get taken out rather quickly. But Smalls will still be able to find a kill off it nonetheless. Nick Lovin now in a 1v2. He got 1, but unable to actually win anything in the 1v2. That'll be a nice play by Depressed Solus, taking him out there. A nice round all around by the Honolulu Heat.
And Smalls is going straight in through lobby, going up into Banana like a wrecking ball, taking out everyone that gets to him until he finally runs into Nick Lovin on the Cade. Either way, that's another round that Honolulu is just doing what they've always done. Picking up another round. Didn't really see anything wrong with what Orlando was doing. Just gotta win your ones.
Protect your bombs
You know, it's
from
just
being
how
defused by attackers.
it's gonna go down against Honolulu. They're gonna force you into gunfights, and if you're gonna take them, you have to win them. But getting it down to a 2v1, definitely good. Gonna see what kind of changes they make here. Looks like they're running the same ops. So
I think the Frost is.
I think, yeah, I do think the Frost is new. I believe he was on.
Lumpy,
They did have a mute
staying
last
on
round.
that flag. Entry picks have really been a big one so far in this series. So hopefully, for Orlando's sake, they're able to get the entry pick. Oh, they did get the opening pick last round and just were unable to stop the refrag from happening.
You know, but I wouldn't say it was necessarily a poor play by them. It was honestly just a nice play by Smalls on that 0 last round.
I was just, yeah.
They're gonna try and shut any of that nutty business down this round.
And that's what I mean. Smalls is nowhere near lobby, and he already has a cam, and has the intel on where guys are.
I'm out. Gotta reload.
2 defenders out in that lobby. You know,
No idea that they can see where he's at.
Rooney getting tagged up a little bit, but unfortunately for the attackers, not quite going to be able to finish off that pick quite yet. But Quizzy will get taken out there by Joy Korea, having himself yet another solid game. But Joy Korea taking a lot of damage from OK Bless here with that DMR and the 1.5 times scope. Is going to be getting challenged from the lobby again. I'm not sure if he knows that that 0 cam still has full eyes on him. He's going to get a pick onto the window, but he will get refragged out. He's sitting in a 3v3, but Kunai, he heard me talking about him not fragging out on those frag operators, and he's going to pick up a nice double kill to give his team the man advantage. Gunfire being exchanged now, but Kunai is going to be able to hold his ground for the time being. Depressed going for the repeat here onto these double windows. The EMP grenade being thrown out for some reason. Not really quite sure why. It's going to bounce off of the window anyways. Fuser almost recovered here.
Attackers recovered the
By
bomb.
Depressed here. He doesn't seem very sure of where the defenders are at. He's going to need to play this carefully. Sees the head for just a moment there, but he's alone now. He is going to get the pick onto Olympia, though. This is now a 1v2 for the side of Depressed. Gonna be missing some shots there. A very nice angle from on top of the table. Gonna really lower his health here. He's got a minute to play with, but he's got to clutch out this 1v2. Case in hand, what can he do?
I feel like the dock is not going to be the move here. There's going to be a frost mat on one of these windows, so even if you do jump in, you're going to have to look away from where you have to fight. And they're going to let him anyway. Still plenty of time to try to make a play.
Looking out here, throwing yet another EMP, but he's going to be taken out by the castle. Look at a long angle there through those. Straight
No
to the
angle,
wall,
just a wall bang.
Take them out. It's going to be frustrating to have your round end that way, but Orlando, they're up 2-1 here. They're doing better on their defenses on Bank, which I find a bit surprising. I feel like Bank's maybe the least usually defender-sided map we've had so far, but Orlando seems to be finding the most success defending it.
Definitely, and I think that these plays from Smalls trying to make, big time plays going in through lobby. That time didn't really work out.
Used by attackers.
I think he got caught into a crossfire and just couldn't pull through. Basement here. Tries they're just going basement upstairs a little bit. They definitely could have lost this basement round last time. I think they're switching out the Goyo this time. Well, they're gonna have a Goyo this time instead of Zami. Pretty sure everyone else is probably the same. They have the Echo again, Warden, Cade.
10 seconds
Trying to
left
set up
before
his long angles.
5 seconds to insertion.
Same play with the hatches
Attackers
this
are moving out
time
to locate a bomb.
around. I got a feeling they will get taken out in a timely manner, as they were beforehand, but still, if they manage to take out that Thatcher, there aren't any impact EMPs on the board, so if the Thatcher goes bye-bye, those hatches might just stay up for the whole round, and last time I saw a lot of hatch-focused play for this Honolulu Heat attack. It's interesting to see if they go for the same thing again, or if they decide to change it up a little bit.
And they know that Wamai is. I'm not sure if they know exactly where he's at, but that's a lucky guess.
He seemed to be aware he's on the 3rd floor. He's going to need to play his cards carefully and correctly if he wants to end up benefiting his team here. But he's not going to be able to, as Small is coming up those main spiral stairs on him. Just going to gun him down in almost cold blood as he wasn't looking in the right direction.
Definitely is. Honolulu's gonna get the opening pick this round. Pretty sure opening pick is pretty much decided most of these rounds. Gotta get another one.
Some 2 nice picks there. They got the EMP going out onto this hatch. They're going to be getting that vertical hatch play momentarily. They got half the round left still to play with. This has been great pace by the attackers here, and they've been getting some kills along the way. It should be a good round for them to get a nice execute on. But Orlando Invictus trying to make sure that doesn't happen. That's going to be a nice swing by OK Bless onto the hatch, trying to keep his team in a good position here. He is a little bit exposed to that hatch, though. I'm not sure if he's going to be another attacker who challenges him on it or not. A minute left to go here. The attackers got time. Putting down those gridlock tracks. That's going to be a nade. That's going to sail right past him. They didn't seem to know this warning was here. He's going to throw up the C4. Finding nothing on it. Unfortunately, that grenade, though, will land on top of him, but Joe Crea will get the kill before the nade can go off. And it's all up to Nick Lovin at a 1v4 here. He's going to see one, unable to get the kill.
Time crossfire.
From multiple angles there. A very good rounder by Honolulu, getting that control and having a good, strong execute.
Definitely, that was a good round there for Honolulu, able to get the map control. Took out the Wamai very early. Had a good idea of where he was. Got him pinched in between lobby stairs and the windows. Were able to clear him out. And then get the hatches open, work their way down the stairs. And just execute properly. And I feel like something that is starting to become a big trend, which I mean is common for all of Rainbow Six Siege, ranked, esports, pro league, everything.
Defenders, protect your bombs from being defused
Whatever
by
team
attackers.
gets the first pick, like 90% of the time, is winning these games. You'll see some teams that they give up the first pick, but they'll still be able to kind of pull through. I think, like every time I've seen Honolulu give up the early kill, they've kind of just lost all their momentum and tried playing it. Like the plays where they just run into sight weren't really working because they already were down man. But every time they're able to kill one from Orlando early, they just, you know, it's just working out because they have less angles they need to worry about, less angles that Orlando's able to hold
10 seconds left.
when they're kind of just walking in there.
5 seconds
Which is
left.
kind of what I believe it was Habana. He just went down main stairs,
Attackers
just
objective
kind of walked
is
out, killed the
located.
warden, went back into reload, swung the, I believe it was Cade near elevator. So worked out for them again. Now we'll have to see if they're able to keep it up. Orlando's going basement again. And if Honolulu wants a good shot at winning this game, based off of what I've seen from their defenses, if that trend continues, they're probably going to need to win the next 2 rounds.
You know, the defense has been just a bit of a struggle. However, that being said, the defenders opting to bring no Kaid this time around when those hatches have been really giving them a lot of troubles is entering, but the Kaid hasn't really done much to slow it down. That'll be a nice pick there by OK Bless. That opening pick on the Smalls, which might be doing them a bit more favors. IZ, though, is in the area. He's up top, and it looks like OK Bless might be alone, and I don't know if he has any intel from his teammates trying to work off it to try and follow up this pick. It appears he will not. He's going to get his head taken off by IZ there. A nice cleanup refrag there by Honolulu Heat.
That's going to be the nades off the board, and Smalls, who's been one of the operators so far for Honolulu, that's been kind of like forcing the issue, you know, going in, getting some big time frags on the flank. So you're also losing, you know, the gridlock gadget, as that's going to be a big kill on Limpy. As it looks like that hatch will now fall, as I guess he was just trying to hold it himself. Try to get a free kill, hoping that Honolulu misdrones him. Now we're gonna see what kind of execute Honolulu has in store for us this round. I think I can make a pretty good educated guess, but I'd rather see what it is.
Goyo and Capcom both in play here. We are starting to get into that crunch time for the attackers. It appears they were not able to get that hatch completely open.
I don't know how that hatch is
Habana having to come finish the job. That's going to put them quite short on time. They're going to have about 30 seconds to work with by the time this hatch pops and Goyos and Capcoms are worried about. That's a C4, I believe, being tossed up, almost taking out Habana, but not quite. His P790s is going to get a nice pick here, but Nick Lovin, he's not in a good situation. He's throwing on his goggles to avoid these flashbangs. It appears there's going to be a hatch drop coming out for an execute here, as both the defenders have been forced away, but there's a gunfight about to happen in garage. P970s will be unaware. They will lease it out. IZ dropping a different hatch behind in. Thatcher able to drop that hatch uncontested, fires blazing, but they are going to be able to take out the planner here. This is heavily winnable here. Habana's going to have to sprint in, and she's going to get taken out. The defenders there with a valiant last stand there to win out that round for the side of Orlando.
That was a huge clutch there, mainly by Nick Lovin. He was kind of jumping around everywhere, stopping the Honolulu advance in a 4v2. I'm gonna be honest, I don't remember who was on Twitch, but Warden is a 3 armor now. He's a big chungus. You can hear every single movement he makes. He makes a step to the left, you can hear it. And they were standing practically next to each other, so we switched off of it, so I'm not exactly sure how that gunfight went down, but last time we seen Twitch, he was not looking towards Warden. And I'd imagine that he probably walked in and got killed by the Warden.
Attackers need to locate and defuse bombs.
So I'm not really sure how that happened. If you have ears, you can hear Warden from across the map. He's no longer a 2-speed. So yeah, that was a big round there for Orlando. Clutching up a 4v2. With all the hatches open, with Honolulu going in for their execute.
Impressive last stand indeed. The Goyo canister not really denying plant, but keeping them
10 seconds
out
left before
of
insertion.
the area just long enough, not quite allowing them
5
to
seconds
support.
left before insertion.
However, the plant was still going down. I didn't quite see
Attackers are moving to defuse the
they
bomb.
actually
I
killed
think
the
Warden
planter,
just
but they must have
seen his shoulder or something.
at the angle. Regardless, a very nice play by them to finish it out here. But on their last defending round, Orlando would love to take this round here to really give themselves a great start going into the attacking half. But Honolulu, they've been good attacking for the most part. They really want to try and go into this defending half. Even, we're just going to have to see what happens.
Yeah, we're gonna see the 0 again, but the defenders brought Solus this time, so I don't think the 0 cams will bring as much intel as they did before, as Solus will be able to see them. Thatcher, Habana, Flores, that's a new one, and Ace. So I'm interested to see where Smalls is gonna go. He's been going in through lobby every single round. Usually works out, did not work out last round. As he's going in through lobby again.
Some damage there in lobby, 6th time in a row, it's supposed to get a little bit more predictable.
Yeah, you're gonna have to change it up a little bit. They are holding lobby down. Yep, and
Oh, nice.
that's gonna be it, I
picks.
think, for Honolulu's attack. As Honolulu just never really changed anything up there. They're just continuing to try to do the same exact attacks. And Orlando slowly started sending more resources to holding that side of the map, and this time it pays off. As all they need to do is not get too aggressive, not get too greedy, and they should win this round. All they have is a Thatcher and a Flores. I don't really see anyone in sight, actually.
A pick coming out
And
from
that's gonna be around anyway.
P790s. That'll be all they get. I mean, he pointed out they went for that lobby attack, but the defenders were just completely ready for it and shut it down instantly, getting 3 picks off of it, which pretty much sealed the deal in Orlando here. They're exactly where they want to be right now. I mean, Honolulu's unwillingness or inability to really change up the attacking strategy at all has kind of put them in a bit of a pickle.
Definitely is. I mean, their attacks every single time, at least for that upstairs site, which they've seen 3 times, was you're gonna have Zero go in through main lobby doors. Habana's gonna rappel up on the windows in lobby. And he's just gonna ping where everyone is, but I'm pretty sure the Solus just shot the Zero cams off.
Defenders, protect your bombs from
And
being defused by attackers.
they were no longer able to get any pre-fires or anything off of intel, and you know, Orlando just got the kills because they were prepared for it. They've run it every single time. Even on the rounds where they go downstairs, Smalls was still just going in through lobby. If you remember the round where they killed the Wamai upstairs, Smalls just went in lobby door, came up lobby stairs,
Bomb located by
killed
attackers.
Wamai, shot him in the back. So he went 6 rounds, and I'm pretty sure he took the same route probably 6 of those times. But I mean, 2-4 is not bad for a team. Like if you're just going into it, best of 1,
5 seconds
2-4 is not horrible, especially for Bank. But
Attackers objective.
given Honolulu's history here on defense that we've seen in the first 2 maps, their defense has been a little bit sloppy, and they rely on very aggressive plays paying off. And I feel like if they don't pay off, we're going to be seeing Honolulu in the lower bracket. Having 3 Pacific teams in the lower bracket.
It has been quite a bloodbath so far in the playoffs. But Orlando looking to add to it and avoid being bloodied themselves here. Solus being picked here by the Honolulu Heat on this defense, as well as that Kaid. I'm not sure that the attacking side of Orlando is doing as good a job, or perhaps just not caring about this upstairs presence. They are getting these hatches here, so you would think they would at least need to be aware of the Kaid over in anywhere. He's really not that far away, so it appears the defenders here are making some nice head holes, kind of accounting and planning ahead. It seems that this attack will be mostly vertical, so you don't have to worry about a lot of those horizontal entry points.
As we're just seeing Orlando try to establish some map control. Actually, a ton of Honolulu players are playing offsite. I think there's about 2 of them. They know one's in elevator. We're about to see something. Oh, wow, that was a play. Throw the nitro cell out. Don't actually plan on blowing it up and just swing.
Was a strategy
That was
indeed.
something.
Unfortunately, won't work out for him that time, but good creative spirit there. These attackers here, they've cleared out one of the roamers, but they still got another, I think. But that'll be another kill going out. Olympi having some good kills on that roam clear this round. They got 50 seconds left to refocus their efforts here on this actual execute.
They still got a smoke. So that's good.
There is a smoke alive on the board, and there's a Valk cam
Valkyrie.
somewhere in a C4.
The nitro.
So
Yep.
if they're just going to go for the basic execute here, they need to be really good on it. And it's, that's what they're stacking to do, but I feel like they'd almost be better off pushing something else. As the first one of them is going to be picked off by IZ. He's got the bailiff out, but his teammate's going to get the kill for him. It'll be all on the shoulders of Quizzy to try and clutch out a 1v3 with almost no time. He's going to have to be pushing into gas canisters as well. He's going to take out one opponent really quickly, light up the Valkyrie. She's going to be lucky to get away with her life there. He's going to get the flick. He might pull this off. He sees him. He's going for it, swinging on him. And the
Flip it. Wow.
Absolute masterclass by Quizzy there. He has been showing up and showing out this whole playoff series. The Valk looked a little lost there at the end, to be honest, but that was a 1v3 with, what, 15, 20 seconds left? Great play by Quizzy.
Definitely was.
How do you lose that as Honolulu?
Yeah, and that's now I believe that's
You
like
just had to
2
send someone
rounds.
to run away. You
Yeah.
just either had to actually hold the crossfire or have someone run away, and you win that round.
Yeah, I don't know
It's
how
just
that
brutal.
that
Attackers need to
happens.
locate and defuse bombs.
You can be great players. You can be good teams. Why are you making it hard on yourself? Why are you giving him the opportunity to win? Because I'm going to be real. Rosie, he's a great player. He had no business winning.
Even if Valkyrie just had a pre-placed nitro cell somewhere, that would have been better. I don't know. That was a very unwinnable situation that became winnable very quickly. Great play by Quizzy. I'm not trying to
10 seconds remaining.
downplay it. That was the best possible play that he could have done there.
5 seconds
Took the ones that they provided him and then capitalized on a Valkyrie that
Attackers' objective is to defuse
is playing
the
without
bomb.
eardrums.
Camera feed up and running.
And
Valkyrie didn't.
I guess that's one of the
She was
Valks.
too focused on the gold in the vault. I think
Yeah.
that's what the issue was. Got a little bit greedy, as they all got a little bit kill greedy. Perhaps is what led to that failure. But regardless, Orlando here, they're sitting pretty 5-2, a good round lead so far. But we saw them have a good round lead last map, and they almost let it slip away from them. So they're going to need to make sure they stay locked in and engaged here.
Setting nitro cell.
Because we're gonna have one of them already in. Yeah, this is gonna be
These are Finka in servers.
it's gonna be Bless.
Seems very cautious and perhaps not well supported, just based off the different angles he's holding here. But his teammate will be fragged out quickly by Nick Levin. That Finka boost going to be too late to do anything for the fallen Buck. IZ here in garage. Quizzy going to take a lot of damage, but he's going to get the pick. It's a nice pick onto Smalls here. They got that vault hatch open. He almost looked like he was going to drop vault, but IZ getting a pick onto Limpy over in garage. But a nice pick there, but a pick back. There's just refrags galore. We're in a 2v2 now. It's a contest on site. Finka boost going out. They don't have a lot of help. These Finka boosts should help. Some lag on the stream, but Finka gonna get that kill. It's a nice kill by OK Bless. And the attackers win a round. Ladies and gentlemen, Orlando Invictus. Excuse me. On map and series point now, ladies and gentlemen. So far, the Honolulu Heat have looked quite pedestrian in their defenses, and Orlando just needs one more successful attack. It's looking good for Orlando. Honolulu, they got to pull off a complete cycle +1 without dropping a round. I mean, don't count your eggs before you hatch, are clapping, but This is not the way Honolulu wanted this third map to go.
Yeah, Honolulu, they picked first side and it was their map point. I believe it was their map pick. Actually, no, it was Orlando's. But either way, I mean, you've had 2 winnable rounds now where you had the advantage. I mean, well, that round, you know, everyone kept getting traded out, so 2v2. That round is fine. You can excuse that round if you don't lose the round beforehand. That was just great plays by Orlando, coming in, refragging for essentially every kill that they lost. Yeah, I mean, Honolulu, that round wasn't exactly like the worst round ever, but if you don't lose the round before that, the 3v1, we're probably looking at it a little bit differently, but we've now seen a choke and then a legitimate round lost. So Honolulu's gonna need to do something here. I'm surprised we didn't see a timeout from them. We haven't seen a single timeout all series from Honolulu.
You've seen one.
Orlando did have one. Yeah.
Yeah, it was from Orlando.
Yeah, so looks like they're going Soulless and Pulse though, so they might be just trying to stop the plant. Which they could be doing, as the attack's already in.
Limpy getting aggressive here. Osa, he's just taking all this map control for free. He's gonna get a nice pick onto the stairs there as well. Spraying into the janitor closet. Not gonna get that second pick, but IZ is laying in wait for him if he does decide to go ahead and try and push into janitor. That's gonna be the Soulless and Pulse both off the board in the first minute. So much for denying Clam. And it's looking oh so good for Orlando right now. But as I say that, two of them are going to drop in a disconnect from the game and a pick by P790s. Never mind, Orlando. I'll keep my mouth shut as Honolulu has swung the round back solidly in their favor.
Yeah, and I mean, they should know that the Amaru's, not Amaru, the Aruni's there. But still winnable here. Minute 30 seconds left. You're just gonna have to try to get a pick. Don't do anything stupid. But you're gonna have to try to take some gunfights here and win them. Which they've proven they can do in a disadvantageous position. As they're gonna get one gunfight, lose it.
Reloading.
And Honolulu
Nice.
gonna have to keep their head on here. Don't get too confident. You've already lost one. It's like they're just gonna be holding their
Looks like
crossfires.
more passive play. But they're going to be getting aggressive, but they will get the kill this time around.
That'll take us. We'll stay alive for now. But now, where do they go? Bomb site wise, we saw the basement just going oh so poorly for them. Isn't
Well-
the first floor bomb site's really popular? I mean, they are gonna opt to go back down to the basement.
I would say that you can go basement. Both times you've went there have been winnable. One was a win. Like, you should have won it. There was no ifs, ands, or buts about it. You should have won that round. The other round, it's excusable. You know, it was a 2v2. The other team was trading out. That's fine. You're not going to win everything, but in my opinion, you just have to go to basement here. Try to clutch it up, get another round, and then you can worry about going to your tertiary site. But, solid round from them there. Not sure if Solus left out of the fact that he was like, you know, it's over. And then they're like, whoa, 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 come on back. It's not over.
Attackers have located a bomb.
Let them come.
But,
Four-way trap. Stay clear of blast zone.
you know, we have a game here again. And Honolulu's gonna have to win this basement site. This is gonna be the site that's been biting them.
10 seconds to go.
Device prompt.
And essentially all series, really. At least last game in this game. They're gonna have to come through on defense to win, which has been their kryptonite thus far. They're gonna need to prove that they can do it on the defending side. If they cannot, then they're gonna be going to the underbracket.
Bringing an Aruni and a Kaid, and I saw the Aruni gates being used on hatches. It appears they might be quite adamant about keeping those shut. They got a sneaky prone angle here in servers. The attackers look like they might actually do something about servers this time. A nade being tossed out. It's going to destroy that Goyo canister. But there's two defenders here in servers. If they're going to decide to push servers, they're going to need to be careful about it. And they might be better off getting some of that vertical pressure going to help complement this. I'm not sure quite what the other attackers are doing yet. But Vega taking a lot of damage. I'm not trying to cook a nade in the fire, I believe. There'll be a pick, though, by P790s, as it appears there was an operator trying to get that vertical angle. It will be shut down. Bullets being exchanged here. None are really connecting quite yet, as this server's push isn't really finding any ground yet, and it's burned a minute and cost a life. Quizzy, though, he sees him on blue. He's gonna get swung by P790, though. A beautiful swing out. It's gonna be the second kill in the round, but Smalls finally getting taken out by OK Bless. He's got to be careful here, though. That Goyo is heating up and still in the area. Gonna be swinging him very shortly. This could be a crucial gunfight here. Neither able to quite land any shots, but he is
Have it 90s. Wow.
just take him out. Nice. Trying to flank him, but this Goyo refuses to be flanked from blue stairs here. It's now a 2v4. These attackers don't have too much to work with here, but they got to try and get the job done.
And he's gonna get a trade. And he's single-handedly trying to keep Honolulu in this game.
Attackers
A
recover the
valiant
bomb.
effort as he is finished off. There is a minute left to work with. We've seen this situation before, but this is It's a solid
Alright.
angle. And they will finish out this round, not throwing away that 1v3 advantage this time. And we're going to have to see them pull out that tertiary site and see if they can pull it off. Orlando really needs to dig in here and close this out, or they risk watching this all slip through their hands.
I mean, the issue right there for Orlando is that they just had no real coordination when it came to trying to clear the Goyo out. You knew that server was clear. You had a guy in servers, and you had a guy upstairs above servers. You're just gonna have to try to pinch the Goyo out. Don't let him get a trade. Just don't let him live. At all. You just gotta get the kill out of it. I agree. But either way, the farther you let it go, the higher chance that Honolulu can just get a lucky play. At the end of the day, the closer you make it, the more you're opening yourself up to these lucky plays that could just be made. A lucky headshot, a good grenade, anything to push it over the edge, as Orlando's going to take their second time out of the series, first to the map. Trying to tell themselves, alright, let's calm down. We just need one round. Yeah, it looks like they're going to be choosing staff open area as their tertiary site.
Attackers need to locate and defuse bombs.
Reloading.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Defuse the bomb.
map 4. There's a little battle going on for a drone. I think that this site right here, I don't know what you think, Stampy, but I think that this site
10
could
seconds
potentially
remaining.
decide, at least if this is going to overtime.
5 seconds remaining.
Because I know that they have another round, there's still one more round, but
Attackers are moving to defuse the
we are
bomb.
seeing it. Yeah, that's an AUG. That's not something you see every day. Small's running an AUG with the Wamai. I am also an AUG, yeah. I am as well. That thing hits like a truck. The only downside is it doesn't have a 1.5.
Doesn't have a 1.5.
It does, it's huge. So surprised they don't have like the AUG AX. It's like a smaller
Hold
kind
on.
of SMG
Hold the
variant.
phone are clapping. I see some grim play here. Is this the first B play we've gotten in Hyper Series playoffs? This is Zed immediately getting picked off.
No, yeah, Miami. Yeah, they had it every round. At least on Cafe.
I'm not gonna lie. I didn't really pay much attention to that match because it wasn't really close in the slightest. But rim usage, I always love to see it. You know the commissioner loves grim. Anyways, enough yapping. Fuse coming out, trying to do some damage. He's not actually going to be able to do anyhow. Maybe he's just doing a gadget or two. But his cluster charges getting shot as well, so they're not able to shoot out all of those hockey pucks. Cozy here, he doesn't seem to be quite sure if he's alone up top, but it appears that for now he is. Yo, though, they thought about the C4, but he's going to try to work his way up the stairs for his flank. Cozy still breaching away some bailiff action to create some vertical pressure here. Ace is down inside of Tellers, though, with a teammate, though. Interesting Azami structure here. They need to find that on the drone and send Fuse or somebody with a grenade over there. But Smalls, though, going to get a pick, but then he's going to get double refragged here. It's a 2v4. The Press and Joe have to fight to keep their upper bracket run alive. J. Cole's, he's sending it for the flank. If this is well timed, this might very well swing around back in his favor. He's not quite able to find the attacker yet. He's going to get one, though. That's 2v3. There's only 50 seconds left. He's going to take some damage, though, up top. Ace not quite able to get this finish, though. I'm curious what Ace is doing. He was in Tellers. He should be going towards the site. He does have Ace in hand. That's going to be a C4 ripped and thrown. It will not be able to kill anyone
Got
off,
it midair.
Ace getting another kill on the round. It's a double kill. It's off to Depressed. He's going to find one, but he's going to find two more to keep his hopes alive. Plant going down now. That Azami fortress they built working completely against them right now. And no C4 in hand. He doesn't avoid it, but he's going to get the pick. It's down to a 1v1 post plant. Okay, Blessed. Depressed.
Oh,
trying to win it.
clip
Depressed
it.
win to keep the upper bracket run alive. He talks about 1vx situations, the clock ticking down that shouldn't be lost. But Honolulu coming out on the good side of that miraculous clutch. I mean, holy cow, ladies and gentlemen.
Everything was working against it. 1v3, the crazy Azami setup that was made for the defenders that never got used. All he had was an MPX, no 1.5. I don't even think he had a nitro. His nitro cell got shot mid-air. Everything worked against him there, and he still pulled through. And Solus right there could have potentially... Well, they still have one more round to go, and they have overtime to go. But that right there was for all the marbles. You just saved your team from going to the under bracket for now.
Attackers need to locate and defuse as many bombs as they can.
You just got one more round to go until you can at least force overtime and reset and be on the same footing. Right now, Honolulu's making it a match, just like they did last game. Keeping it close. Unfortunate for Vec. Ah, yeah, it's a good game. It's a great game.
Cover me. Desiccate deployed.
10 seconds left before insertion.
Honolulu's gonna have to prove the haters wrong.
5 seconds.
Yeah.
Attackers are moving out to locate a bomb and
McDouble.
defuse it.
Hack offering payment and McDoubles. How about you give me a McDouble back? I mean, I've been asking for a
Impossible.
Happy Meal from you for about
Hand deliver a Happy Meal back.
No. That never gotten a thing, despite all of these McDonald's advertisements being announced in the server. But it's okay. I'm not upset. Anyways,
Somebody in the chat,
who
make sure
is
you guys
upset?
clip that.
Orlando
That was a
and
great play.
Invictus should be upset right now for letting this slip so much. I mean, they either close it out this round or we're going to overtime. And I think Honolulu's got a massive edge if this actually goes to overtime. Because respectfully, Orlando should never have let this go to overtime. I mean, they let them complete the cycle. It really just comes down to this round. Can you at least,
Bomb located by
the
attackers.
third time you've seen the site, can you win it? But P790 is going to say...
Be blessed getting taken out. That's their opening. That's their top fragger as well.
Not the start, Orlando. Looking for...
This guy just has a fortress.
No, but P790
I would punch my screen.
He had another kill. It's suddenly a 3v5. The attackers Orlando are shaking in their boots, but Quizzy, he's been a calm, reliable player this whole series. He's going to get a pick, put it back in the scene. He's going to look at a man on the other side of a wall, but he doesn't know that. He's not spectating the game. He doesn't have wall hacks, unfortunately for him. But it could have been another great opportunity. That is a devious angle. He's going to get taken out from.
Both of my monitors would be gone.
Apparently just go team angle here. It's paying off for Olympia here, trying to set up his shield in the hallway. He's in a bit of an interesting spot if he starts getting a lot of pressure applied to him. His teammate not able to do all that much of him. Shooting out of a Midas, but he's going to do a lot more heads. He wants to end up pulling this off. Didn't just see in the zombie barricade there, but not able to do anything about it. He's going to engage in a fight here. He's going to get taken out by Zed, though. It is up to stop Little Mike to prevent us from going to overtime. Those track stringers doing a lot of damage to Wamai, surprisingly. Trying to spray through that wall. It's not going to work. He's broadcasting his location. He doesn't know where the Wamai is. He manages to get the kill anyway. So 1v2. He's going to die to this angle as well. But no, the Azami shoots prematurely, and he's not going to be able to get the pick off of it. He's got 24 seconds here to work with. Stop Little Mike needs an absolute prayer. Taking out those Azami barricades, but no. P790 getting the kill. Ladies and gentlemen, we are going to overtime. Yeah.
Back you owe somebody a McDouble. We have a game here, folks. Overtime to decide the series. P790's making plays left and right. He sees no bosom. And I think that Solus, he like was frozen. That was how Quizzy got the kill. He was just frozen outside of the elevator, running in place. Got shot in the side of the head. So that's how he got taken out. That was unfortunate for him, but he made a great play last round. I guess the gods, that was his sacrifice for last round. Internet stayed stable last round, so that this round he would just get taken out. But at least he was Valkyrie. They still had the cams. Everything was still good. But Orlando here, making it a little bit harder on themselves, and Honolulu with just all the crazy little angles that would make somebody want to punch their screen.
They're going back up top to that top site. It's been their bread and butter. It's been the only thing that consistently
10
went
seconds left.
decently well for them on this defense. But they're on fire right now. They're on a hot streak. They are winning rounds. Let me tell you what. I mean,
A bomb and defuse it.
Orlando here. They got to rally around and get a grip. Quite frankly, their hands they're too wet. They're too slippery. They're watching this series just slip right between them. I mean, they got to get some duct tape or some gloves of O.J. Simpson or something to help themselves really stop this from falling through the cracks. And so far, they're going to be droning in again. Looks like some more Azami tomfoolery possibly resulting in some more punch monitors here. But they should know that it's coming this time and be playing fully expecting it.
Looks like they did bring the Ash. Well, they had an Ash last time as well, but Ash should be able to clear these Azamis.
Someone shield on the ground.
They have an Osa shield as well, going to be focusing on this, but that Osa shield going to be taken out quickly. Doc taking a little bit of damage, but he is a doctor. He'll be able to fix himself right up if he even decides that much damage is worth fixing. P790's still in this little Azami fortress, but Izad taken out. That'll be a nice pick by Limpy, who might be getting a little bit fired up now that we're going to be here. The
Reloading.
angle here for the
They're
Azami
fully
turning
prepared.
into a fire.
Oh.
Another impact being thrown, but Limpy gets the pick. Limpy having a heroic effort, but he's going to be shut down by Joe Crea. The damage is done. That Azami Jerky that was so pivotal is taken out. Depressed, unable to get that pick down low. In fact, going to take a lot of damage, but Smalls with a nice little pick on the DMR, and we're in a 3v3
Attackers recovered the
situation.
bomb diffuser.
This is just going down to the absolute wire.
Shots being exchanged here on these spiral stairs. Joe Crea gonna get away with his life for now. It's a little bit of a hairy situation. The defenders are moving a lot, but it's going to be down to Smalls now. As a nice pick by OK Bless. With some shots coming in here. He's got a 1v3. We've seen some 1v3s already today. Wizzy here with a nice angle. Not going to be able to get the kill, but he will follow up with the wall bang. Orlando Invictus decided, you know what, guys? We might have slipped up a bit, but we still got some stuff left in the tank. Don't count us out.
A little bit late for that kill, guys. Could have did it 2 rounds ago. But I would not be shocked by 7-7 overtime here. Both teams have been making plays left and right. Now we're gonna get to see Orlando's top floor hold. Got Castle, Cade, Solus, Warden, Frost. Honolulu did struggle on the attacking half of this game. Defending half is where they really picked it up. And Smalls going back to 0. They're going to have to pray that Smalls does something a little bit more creative this time, or Orlando just forgets about the lobby take. because they do have a Solus. The zero cams will be spotted. So will the regular drones.
Spec you active. Looking for intel.
You know, it's a defense that went so well for Orlando earlier.
Searching
Will they be able to pull out the most important defense of the whole series? I mean, if I told you, our clapping, you just have to pull
10
off this
seconds
one
to
defense,
insertion.
and you win the playoff series. Probably be pretty
5
happy,
seconds to
especially if I
insertion.
tell you you can choose whatever site you want. The way
Attackers'
this
objective is
map
to
has
locate a
gone, it just
bomb and
went so
defuse it.
back and forth.
This is the truth. I have
I
no
mean,
idea what's gonna
what I
happen.
really want to see, I really want to see Honolulu change up their approach. Because I think if they do the exact same thing they've been doing every time before, I think they're going to lose. But if they actually try something different and adapt to the way that Orlando's
Looks like they
defending,
are
I think
changing.
Honolulu's going to win this one. Which
At least
I
so
don't
far.
think they really played the windows all that much previously.
Nobody's even
And
over here. They might just jump in.
it's a real
They are. They're just
possibility.
going in.
Attackers have located
They
a
are.
bomb.
And they're going to get the pick, too. That's sight.
Attackers
That's sight
drop
to
the bomb
themselves,
diffuser.
but there is a Solus on the board. Lots of frags falling out. It's a 3v3. That Solus is still alive down below with those impact grenades for some possible plant denial. Diffuser being pinged.
They don't
His
even
case
have
is
it.
on the floor.
Smalls.
Battle in the open area. Solus takes it out. It's up to P970s and Joe Korea. They've been solid all series. Will they be solid when it matters the most?
And that Smalls play just coming in through lobby once again. Probably is gonna end it there.
They have full control of sight, but no case. They repelled into sight, no case. But it's not. It is what it is now. Limpy, unfortunately for himself, not able to quite get out that kill. Just kind of uncommitted from the peak at the worst possible moment. Quizzy storming up these stairs. My guy, Quizzy, slow down. There's a minute and 20 left on the board. You have a man advantage. You are a defender. The last thing you want to do is just tell the attackers, "I'm right here. Please swing me." Rhea might get a nice pick here, but no, Limpy with an absolute beamer here, and it's all on the hands of P790. He's got to win out a 1v3. He's got a minute to play with. This is winnable, but if he fails, stays going all the way down to the lower bracket. About a minute still left on the board, exchanging some shots, not quite able to find anything yet. He's going to be flanking around a meeting. The Orlando Invictus side, two of them both over here on this west side of the upstairs. Will he be able to find a gunfight with one? Not quite. He's going to be spraying some shots, not able to get any finishing kills, but surprisingly not getting shot himself either, despite all the gunfire being sent in his direction. He's down to 30 seconds now, and he's going to be taken out, ladies and gentlemen. Your Orlando Invictus taking out the Honolulu Heat. It took all three maps. It took overtime to do it. They nearly choked it away, letting it get to overtime. But ladies and gentlemen, Orlando Invictus. I don't mean to toot my own horn or clapping, but can you remind me what my series prediction was before we started?
Yours was Orlando lose game 1, win game 2, win game 3. And it was correct.
I think that sounds
It was
like what
correct.
happened. You know, I feel like that's a prediction worthy of a Happy Meal. I'm back. But, I mean, overall, I mean, you can't ask for a much better playoff game to cast. These two teams, they came into it. We look at our power rankings, they were ranked 8th and 9th. They certainly showed that they deserve to be ranked right next to each other. That really came down to the wire. Orlando Invictus barely pulling out that edge. I'm assuming we're going to get an interview in here, but clapping, what are your immediate post-game thoughts on that? I mean, what a series.
First of all, the round that was taken off of them in game 2 because that last game came down to it was 6-5. They only need to win one more round and they would have taken it to overtime. But it would have never been that if they never forfeited a round. So guys, if you're listening, make sure you're all in the lobby on time with your hand cams ready, because this is a lesson for every team moving forward. It could just come down to one round. And right there for Honolulu, they're probably beating themselves up over it. All over a phone call. Don't let that happen to your team. Make sure you guys are all ready on time. That's a perfect lesson for this league. If you're not on time, you could lose an entire series because of it. All over one round. Second of all, yep, I'm gonna close. But yeah, Orlando played a great series. They countered Honolulu. They adapted to what Honolulu was doing at every step for basically every site, every attack. They were adapting. Honolulu put up a great fight, running in, getting their kills. But Orlando just pulled through when it mattered. And not really much else to say there.
I mean, ultimately, I think that's the closest playoff game we've had so far. I mean, a lot of people didn't have this one outlined on the calendar as a big match, but I'll tell you what, that was an exciting match. Orlando coming in clutch when it's needed. We had a lot of insane, like hero clip level plays from that. I'm sure those will be getting posted a lot on the socials, but I believe we are doing a no interview tonight. But a reminder to all you out in the audience, this Sunday, November 19th at 7 p.m., we have a matchup between the Atlanta Wolves and the Los Angeles Bless, and two of the heavyweights in Hyper Series. That should be another absolute fire game to watch. I know it's Sunday. People got stuff going on, but come on. If you got time, you better tune into that. That should be a fire matchup, just like the one we just watched. Any other comments? For all the people at home are clapping.
Just tune in. Make sure you guys tune in for the next game. Pretty much every game that I'm seeing on the schedule coming up are absolutely could be potentially better than this game. You got LA and Atlanta. That's basically a finals matchup. The winner of that could go on to win it all. You've got Miami and actually I don't. Would it be Miami and no, it'd be Orlando and Oslo or Orlando Chicago. Gonna be a pretty good one as well. So I don't know. Just tune in for everyone that's in here that's on a team. Make sure you guys are ready on time when Vac asks you to, the time that you guys scheduled. Because yeah, that's all I gotta say.
All right, well, that'll be all from us. This has been Stampy on the cast along with our clapping. Thank you for tuning in. I hope all of you enjoyed. A special shout out to Vac, our head honcho, and all of the production really goes through him. We couldn't have anywhere near as cool of a league without all the work he puts in on a regular basis. Thank you to our teams for coming out and competing today, and all of you have a wonderful rest of your Thursday night.